Yo, what's going on, people? Wow, we're back in the building, man. And as I said before the last time, and I keep saying this, it feels weird doing a live stream because more time I'm either on Enzo's stream or I'm on Savage's watch along. And I can't lie, I prefer being the passenger in this kind of situation, man, because I can just chill. I haven't got to worry about trying to organize anything, getting stuff in, in place and in order and stuff like that. But listen, man, we're back here. It's early doors, Monday morning. Hope everyone's doing blessed. Hope everyone's done their workout, had their tea, done their yoga, and all of that kind of good stuff. Transfer news, I don't care about it. And we are only in June. I'm getting so bored of listening to transfers for one day. So I said, nah, man, I want to do like a ranking. I want to talk about a couple of the midfielders or a few midfielders in the Premier League. And I cannot do this by myself, so I've got the main man Savage in the building. My bro, how are you?
Yeah, all good, man. First of all, big up Kate Winslet, bruv. You get me? That's a premium on there, bruv. That's Roseblood. Respect Roseblood. You know what I mean? And,
come on, big up Kate Winslet every time, every single
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause you've been getting disrespect since '97 because of Titanic. But talking about why did you let Jack on the piece of raft and that? Jack didn't try to get under. How about that? Did anyone notice that Jack never tried to get under at all? He actually told Rose.
Savage, you're gonna upset too many people with that, bro.
He pushed Rose on there, bro. Man, don't know. I've probably watched Titanic more than any other human on the planet, bro. I'm telling you, bro. He pushed Rose on the raft, well, on the door, and just said, "Hold on, Rose." He didn't even attempt to get up there at all. He just wanted to hold her hand and be a simp.
Okay.
You do know that he only knew Rose for a couple of days. You know that, innit? Like, I know everyone gets fooled by the long movie, bro. He knew Rose for a couple of days, bro.
But okay, so can we look at it from a perspective of he was just potentially trying to be like a gentleman? Obviously, you know what I'm saying, like getting her onto the raft and stuff like that. Like, couldn't he?
Yeah, he was being a gentleman and he froze. That's his own problem, bro. That's the lesson to the man, bro.
No, you know why it's so funny, yeah? Because when you look at it, you're like, there's bare room on it. Like, as in, I could fit both of us plus other people, like, if I wanted to, onto this thing. So I don't get why both of you couldn't just get on there. Obviously, I get it for the dramatics of the film and all of that and whatever, cool. But in my mind, I just used to always think, but there's bare space. Like if this was obviously true story, but if this bit right here was true and accurate, I don't know because I've not read the history. If it was true, then in the real version of this thing must have been like tiny, like a small thing that it could literally only fit one person, like literally couldn't even fit another human being, even a baby, onto that, because it didn't even make sense. When you look at it, like, bro, you could have at least made it even smaller, like kind of thing, just for the effect of like, bro, he couldn't even get on there, like big man thing. It was only one or none kind of thing.
The biggest problem you got is the build up to that, bro. That's what see if anyone's got a problem with Rose or Jack, it should be the build up to that situation, not in the water. She got on a lifeboat. She got on a lifeboat with her mom's friend. She jumped off. She saw Jack. That's when the Celine Dion song started. Remember, it was going. There was lowering the boat down to the water and that. Is anybody out there? There's lowering the boat to the water. And then she saw Jack. And she started. It was a beautiful moment though. The fireworks going off. It weren't fireworks. It was fucking flares going off in the background and that. She's crying a little bit. You get me? Jack's like, nah, don't worry about it, Rose. I've got you know what I mean? You're at your husband. You know the one she cheated on, that guy. He's got a boat around there waiting for us and that. I'm rich. And then when he gets around there, Jack's like, yo, where's that boat? He's like, I ain't got a boat for you, you prick, bro. You slammed my wife, bro. You mean that's real, you prick, bro? And then Rose, she gets down to the mid-level and dives off the boat on a parkour thing and then starts walking around. Big up Rose, man. You get me?
Realize Sammy just said she dives off the boat on a parkour thing,
Brother, I don't even know how she does. She literally dives off, grabs onto the side of the thing and that, bro. It's all mad. There was numerous occasions for this relationship to be split up, innit? You get me? And Jack should be lucky that he even got to the water car. Wasn't he handcuffed? He was handcuffed, and she's the one who broke him free with an axe. So he could have left. He could have just drowned in the boat anyway. Respect Rose, man.
Big up Toffee. Big up Ends as well in the building. Rah. early morning like this, Rose was a
She only ever had 2 men in her life, bruv. She was on a thought, bruv. Well, she had
That's
3
what
men in
I'm
her life.
saying, like.
3 men in her whole life, bruv. The geezer she married after Jack. The geezer that she was married to when she cheated on her husband, even though he was a piece of shit. And that was it. That was her whole life. You know that?
Yeah, guys, lower, man. Jesus Christ. I know Savage. Listen, Savage is watching Bear Time. I am definitely not watching Bear Times to give that kind of analysis behind it. But I thought, nah, I wouldn't. That wasn't my thinking ever. Like behind whenever I thought about Rose, like that's a bit deep, Trudon, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But play easy, man. Play easy. But nah, big up everybody, of course, inside the building. Big up for those who are obviously going to watch this on the replay. So yeah, man, ranking Premier League midfielders. Apparently, this is the best league in the world. So it's going to be interesting. And you know what? It's actually perfect that it's actually me and Savage, because we did the video about world-class players a few months ago, or last year sometime, I think, when we were talking about, you know, who's actually world-class at that moment in time. To be fair, it's probably not changed since that time we done it, but whatever. It is what it is. So it'll be interesting to see where we rank some of these midfielders. I know there might be some that me and Savage might disagree, but I'm gonna say for the majority, we're gonna agree with wherever we decide to kind of place them. There might be like a few differences between, like, say, meaty and underrated potentially, but I think like the rest we're definitely gonna agree with anyway, man. Big up Morris in the building. I have the right to have as many women I want in my life. Rose, I hear that, and I'm also not here to tell you any different, by the way. Please do not feel like I am doing so. If I am, I do apologize in the interim. But yeah, man, big up Hakeem as well in the building. Yes, so obviously I got a poll out, guys. Obviously I put I can only put 4 choices in it. So there was Rodri, McAllister, and I think I put Declan Rice in there. Who voted for McAllister?
Yeah, I never even saw the poll, bro. So that was 3 people in there you put in. Them 3.
Yeah, I put 3, and then the 4th option is you name the player yourself, like whoever you think, if it's not one of those 2. In answer to your question, Trudon, here he is.
Yeah,
here he is right here. If you guys have got any issues with that, please go to Football with Ends. Make sure in his next video you tell him about your issues with putting McAllister over Rodri, and put hashtag you're an idiot. Now let's move on to the next part. Anyway, Declan Rice is still living on free kicks. Yeah, nah, 100%, 100%. All right, let's do this. Let's get this ranking up. Now, just to let everybody know, and big up Ends, by the way, you know, it's all love. Just so that everybody knows, like I said, I've got 50 here in it. I couldn't put more, like, as in I could have done less, but I said I kind of wanted to also be a little bit fair. So I've got every team has got a representative, I believe, on this list. Ipswich to Wolves to Southampton's on there as well and stuff like that. So I wanted to be a bit fair. I didn't want to just leave it to like, oh yeah, just the big 6, because that's a bit boring, you know. And then we're just going to be, you know, doing all of this and not voting for any rival. I hear it. All right, let's just start without further ado. Let's not waste any time. All right, cool. All right, Savage, I will go to you first. Let's start off with, and by the way, just so that you know as well, this is overall. So this isn't based on a season by season thing. This is where you think the player is at right now in terms of their whole career. Yeah, I don't want to do season by season because again, that's very, very boring. Let's start off with John McGinn. Aston Villa.
Okay, Big John.
These are the categories. So we got dead food, very meh, underrated, close but no cigar, and then of course world class. Guys in the chat also as well, let me know where you place John McGinn.
Pretty easy for me this one. John McGinn, underrated.
100%.
I think what he offers to any football team as a part of is top tier, bro. And he's been around for a minute now. He doesn't have the fancy name and that. He doesn't have the PR. He kind of just gets his job done and gets on with stuff. And I think me, you, and Jerry and spoke about this the other day when we were talking about United, and remember I was talking about the culture of the club and stuff like that. And Jerry was talking about people like Henderson and Milner and all that. And I get, like, to be fair, it's easy to put him in there with, especially Milner, because their paths they both play for Villa in it, and they both got that side. You know, let's be honest, man, them are a bit racist, bro. So because they both look like. No, that's what it is, bro. Because when I started, the Brexit midfield thing came from me, bro. Like But I didn't mean it as in like because they're white English youths and that, bro. That's not what I meant it. That's not what I meant. That's
Savage. Well, we've heard you now for the last few years.
no.
I feel like
But
that's
the reason why I started it was because obviously everyone was acting like cultured football was on the outside of the UK, innit? So I was like, okay, bro. Well, these men are, you know what I mean, blood and guts and that, bro. They're just doing the thing, bro. And it's underrated what they're doing. And then all of a sudden, everyone started saying it, and I'm hearing no disrespect, but the content creators who are not in England or in the UK saying, I'm like, you lot don't know about Brexit. You just
for real. You ain't going through these struggles. Like you
yeah,
through these
I used to
struggles.
call Henderson and Milner the Brexit brothers of destruction, bro. Nah, bro. Anyway, I think McGinn is of that ilk, and I think he actually is a lot more techie than people think. Like he's, yeah, I mean, and he's got a weird technique about him. I know you noticed this, and he does that low to the ground thing, and then he's off like sticks his back out, pause. It's like his mad shift, and you can't get the ball off him. Now he's good, man. He's got a great shot on him, a great eye for a pass. I think he helps lead that Aston Villa squad. And you hear how the Villa fans feel about him, bro. Like that's not a joke. Even when even now they're realizing that okay, people are getting on in age, and we want more because we want to get to win the Premier League or win a Champions League, and that eventually we're gonna have to move McGinn on in terms of like he can't play all the time. But if you ask them, do they want to get rid of McGinn? They'll say no. It's always like, okay, we'll move him down to the bench, which is kind of what Man City had with Milner and Liverpool had with Milner. He's of that ilk, bro. So yeah, man, big up John McGinn. I think he's a baller.
No. Everything Savage said, I 100% agree. That's why I had him anyway, which is underrated. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they're not flashy, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, because when you think like when we think about not even we, sorry, when people think about midfielders, right? I always feel like obviously straight away, obviously the flavor of the month is Vitinha. Then it's like the Pedris, it's the Valverdes, it's those kind of like you know the flavors. Yeah, I'm saying like no one wants to go to Nando's and get lemon, right? So I guess everyone's trying to get as hot as possible, and I'm like, nah, not every day too spicy. Like I do want to be able to enjoy my food, and I feel like with McGinn, he is that type of player, like kind of thing.
Whatever kind of like not in a weird baddie thing, but what kind of energy you present out there yourself. I think if you do that for long enough, people half respect it, and then they just come leave you alone. So when we were younger, even though there's no social media, my guess would have been that if Paul Scholes walked through the shopping centre, everyone knows who Paul Scholes is because he plays for United. But I feel like they would have left him alone. I feel like they would have said, "Oh, great game the other day, Paul," and not try to like, "Oh, can you take a picture and all that?" Because he doesn't present like he wants to talk all the time. Whereas if it's one of them ballers who seem like quite talkative and then they might, you get me? That's what he presents to me, that kind of guy. You get me? And he does a lot to be fair to McGinn as well. Like, obviously, I don't care about Villa, but he does a lot in the city as well. He does a lot of like. He's always at like random primary schools. That sounds crazy, but you get my point.
You might want to rephrase that like real quick, like.
Nah, he's a G, man. We had one of them. I think it was like 2 years ago now. We had one of them tragedies. It only ran not far from my house where like some kids they drowned in a lake and in like a frozen lake and stuff like that. But he was down there. Him and I don't like Mings and that, but him and Mings were down there quick, bro, like with the flowers and presenting stuff down there. And it weren't a PR thing. Like they didn't come down there trying to show their face. They were hooded up, really. They were just trying to help the family out and pay for like help with funerals and all that. So yeah, man, big up McGinn still.
No, big up, man. I didn't even know about that, man. Condolences.
Exactly. That's why you didn't know about it. That's because he doesn't do it and move on, bro. You know what I mean?
No, it's true because you know that if that was like certain players, like you just know such was down in, and you know what's crazy? I know that he's not midfielder yet, but I feel like Rashford does things like this all the time. I feel like the media always like they always turn it against him. Like you saw the other day when
we went to that person's house.
Yeah. Like the media somehow turned it into like this whole next thing. Like, but why is he here training? I was like, what? Like,
I saw it in the comment section. People were like, because he came in his he had a Louis V top on and some shades on, and they're like, I'm like, so what do you expect him to do? Like, go to Primark and swap his clothes just to make you feel better about it? Like that probably is casual wear to Rashford. He's a millionaire, bro. It's not
exactly
dumb, bro.
Bro, it was. Yeah, I do remember him talking about. I think my boy was sending me about. He was like showing me his crepes or whatever. He was like, "Bro, look how many people are talking about his clothes and not actually why he's actually there in the first place." I was like, "Bro,
he didn't take a camera crew with him. They recorded it.
Exactly. I swear he was just with his. Was he just with one person?
Yeah, one brethren.
Yeah, literally. And that's probably just more just for the sake of introduction purposes more than anything else. Like outside of that, it's this country is very, very tapped. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's go with Eze. Crystal Palace. This one was a bit tricky. I didn't know. There's 3 categories I had him in, so good on you if you can pick one.
Eze's on the cusp of something, but I just don't know what, bro.
Yeah, literally. Because I feel like he's not underrated as a player. I feel like he is rated exactly how he is. But
he's rated. You know what? He could. Okay, hear me out on it.
Go on.
He could be underrated because he's only ever rated in the patches where he's done something that, like, if Eze doesn't score or get an assist, nobody talks about Eze, bro.
Okay, yeah, okay, I get you.
And so he has to go and score like a scream or something. Oh my God, Eze's killing it this season. And I remember me, you speaking about it because he actually didn't start this season well.
No, he didn't. He did not.
But then when he got into the period where he started playing really good, no one was talking about him still until he started scoring, and he scored a goal against Man City and he scored a goal here. And I'm like, he's been playing like this for like 3/4 of the season now. So for that, I feel like he's underrated because his name doesn't, even like with the England squad and stuff, he's kind of seen as the bench guy. Although I guess there is people who are ahead of him that probably should be ahead of him. He's not mad though, so like.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I wouldn't put him in. He's definitely not mad. He like I said, I had him in 3.
Yeah.
And the 3 would have been underrated, close but no cigar, or some people would say, nah, he's world class, like because he's already there. And I'm like, I wouldn't put him there, but I guess that's a category, so you could potentially. But I would say
I'm gonna go underrated.
Yeah, that I feel like close but no cigar. As Savage said, you are close, but I don't know what you're close to though at this moment in time. Like, are you close to just being this level, but just forever? By the way, this is a very good level. It's just a world-class level. So I'm like, are you just close to just being like this consistent, where we're almost going to be like, not a streets won't forget, but we'll always just remember you as like, nah, he was a baller still. It wasn't, but you wouldn't put him in any like top 50 conversations kind of thing in that kind of regards. But yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with putting Eze there still. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's go to someone else who's a bit. Here we go. Liverpool fans waking up at 3 a.m. just to watch this for
Andre
3000. These times he had no bars. He had no bars. I promise you.
Oh my God! Man. These men were doing sequilities and that on him, and brother, and bare analysis and that at stupid o'clock. Man, watching their cup get. Oh yeah, we need to watch the final versus them and Fluminense, brother. Less of that.
Savage, it was ridiculous. Like some of the things that I was seeing from some fans, it was like, and the thing is, what makes it like so hilarious now, and obviously it's players, isn't it? Like things can happen, form the club that you join. Look at Vitinha, for example. So these things do happen, but it's just hilarious. Like prime example. See how we did Enzo's show the other day, and obviously Enzo talking about needing a 6, for example. I don't think I saw one person say, "Oh, do you think we should go back in for Andre? Like, do you think that's something that we should potentially look at?"
Happened with Fingers as well, man. With Matthias Nunes. Remember that there was screwing that we didn't get him, and he went to Wolves, then he went to City.
Yes.
And now nobody talks about him at all. See, you're the same as me though. Like I won't change my opinion on somebody because Liverpool's going to sign them, because that's what happens on the internet. That's why everyone gets mad with each other, because like, all of a sudden now he's world class. You know how many times I keep seeing like the midfielders and strikers every time Liverpool's linked to somebody, it goes from being like the best in the world to the week after, now he's linked to Arsenal. He's shit.
Yeah, literally.
So now Zubimendi's rubbish now just because he was linked to Arsenal.
Yeah. And now he's linked to Madrid. Everyone's like, yeah, this guy's confused. Exactly. I'm like, an idiot. Like, what? Because Madrid want him. Like, how does that even make sense, bro? Like, wouldn't you think about your move as well? Like, before, like, if Arsenal want you, but then Madrid are potentially coming in for you. For me, I'll take time. I'll be like, oh, let me just sit down for a second. Maybe let me chat to Jabi Alonso first to see what this looks like, kind of thing. But
Andre, man, listen, I know that you've got a category name there already, so pardon me trying to mix up stuff. And in my head, very meh is going to be just decent.
Yeah. It's like,
I kind of feel rude at it. And he's probably better than decent, but he's not underrated. So
No.
I because I've watched him in a few games, because clearly I can't watch every Wolves game. He's a good player. Bro. He's actually a good player. Like him and my man. What's my man? Stuttering Stanley, the one who's next to him.
Joao Gomez.
Yeah. Stuttering Stanley, blood. You get me? He's got the.
Why do you call him Stuttering Stanley, bro?
He's got a stutter in it. He can't talk properly.
Oh, yes, no, he does. No, he does. I remember him doing the interview. Yes.
Yeah, bro. I thought he was trolling and that, bro. I thought he had the hiccups, bro. He can't talk properly, bro. So,
but that's right. I've never seen a football player like that. Like ever.
Nah, man. Yeah. Even, bro. I remember thinking he had Tourette's, bro. Tim Howard.
Who?
Tim Howard. He had Tourette's. Well, he didn't have Tourette's. He's got Tourette's.
You know what? Yeah, he said that. Yeah, but I feel like I'd never heard it. Maybe it was just.
Nah, you won't. Because some people's Tourette's are not words and it's ticks in it, like the head foot. So if the camera was on him when they had like player cam on Skies, if the camera's on him for a while, you might see him just twitch a little bit, but you won't really notice. Think he's got it as well. Think he's got like a tick. Billie Eilish.
Does she?
You can never tell in it. You can never tell, bro. You can never tell. But she's like one of my favorite artists, and I was watching her sit down with David Letterman, and then he mentioned something, and she's like, "Yeah, obviously it doesn't really work with. I got a tick in that," and then she just threw her head back, like random. She just threw her head back, like a fly tried to catch her in her eye, bro. And then she was like, "Sorry," and then carried on and that. And he's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, it's like just my tick. People don't really know I got that." And I was like, "Raw," like because it was so random, bro. But
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
I guess. Right. Okay. You're probably making me think like now. You see, I kind of wish you didn't tell me that, because now anytime I see Billie, and I fucks with Billie Eilish as well. Anytime now I see her, I'm gonna now be, when you're overwatching someone, like I'm not even listening. I'm gonna be like, bro, I need to see you just do something. Like I need to just to confirm to me that you have it, so then I know that.
Crazy stuff. But yeah, I think he's it'll be in there, but decent more.
Yeah, no, I feel with you on that. Let's go to a player who quite a lot of people spoke about before, and again, obviously, he went to the worst club for your development in the Premier League, and that is Manchester United. Ugarte. Remember when everyone was doing the comps on him when they played Sporting played Arsenal in the Europa League, and they said, "No, we got to get this guy into the team, bro. Like this guy is crunching, man, pause and all of this stuff." I said, "Okay, fair. I think he's a good player."
This is one guy that I've never been sold on, bro.
To be fair, you've never actually,
bro. He's a bit of a brute, bro. He's a bit of a brute where it's like, I'm trying to think of somebody who just used to kick people quite a lot. This is crazy because this sounds like blasphemy as a Liverpool fan. But I think not when he was at Barca though. That's when I thought he was really good. I thought Mascherano was overrated at Liverpool, bro. Because he used to piss me off, bro. Like the way everyone spoke about him when he left, I was really sitting there like, have I been in a coma for like a couple of years, bro? Because why? All I used to get from him was when we were trying to win the league, he just kept kicking people in the maddest position, bro, like giving free kicks away and grabbing people's shirts. And that's what I got, it feels like to me. Like he's just, I've seen the odd game where like he shocked me a little bit, a couple of Europa League games where, today your passing's on point. But most of the time, his passing's off key, bro. Like off key, he's there to just crunch people. That's kind of it. That's kind of where it stops with me, bro. Like, so
Do you think he's like a Palhinha almost?
Nah, I feel Palhinha's way better than him.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Palhinha's way better than him. Palhinha's got. I ain't gonna say it actually, bro, because I don't think Gravenberch is better than Palhinha yet, bro. You talk about Palhinha from Fulham, innit? The one who's gonna buy Munich.
Savage. There's only one Palhinha that we know.
Ah, man, there was the black Asian one as well, bro. Remember him? Remember the black Asian Brazilian one?
I don't know another. I don't know another one. How about that? I don't know another one.
Oh, that was Paulinho, innit? Fucking hell, same shit.
Oh, Paulinho. Oh, yeah.
They're both speak Portuguese, man. Let me live. All right.
Oh shit, bro. What Paulinho who went to Barca?
Yeah, bro. The black Asian Brazilian one. Yeah.
And did he go China as well? I feel like he went to China.
Yeah, he went China. He went China
as well. Yeah. That's mad. So what category you got him in?
I got him in dead food, bro.
I'm not gonna argue too tough with that. All right, let's do a tricky one. Caicedo.
the one underneath world class. And I feel like if Chelsea feel like, I don't know about Chelsea's manager yet, but I don't want to diss him. But if Chelsea do what I think they're going to do this season, by the time we get to the end of the season, he will be world class. I know all Chelsea fans already think he's world class, to be honest, and I get it. It's just that my criteria for it. Yeah, I mean, because you did say this isn't just on one season; it's the whole career. And he's only had, he had 1 season at Chelsea, 1 season at Brighton. Is that right, or was it 2 seasons at Chelsea?
2 seasons at Chelsea.
2 seasons at Chelsea, 1 at Brighton.
Well, like 1.5 at
1.5. Yeah. Okay, well,
it's crazy, right? That's he's moved kind of far. Like,
it's gone quicker. It's gone quick. Yeah. Oh yeah, because of the season when we got McAllister, that's when he went to Chelsea. So yeah, it's 2 seasons.
Yes, yeah. You're right.
Yeah, man. He's Liverpool fans. Okay, I get the bias in that when we're having a laugh and that, but when we're trying to have serious conversations, people have to let me know in it, because if I find out we're doing the jokey thing and the bias thing, fine, let's do that. If we're having a proper conversation, I'm not trying to hear from Liverpool fans tell me that Caicedo's dead, bro. He's better than all our midfielders. I said what I said.
You really don't do the bias.
I said what I said, bro. He's better than all our midfielders, bro. This geezer's ridiculous, man. He's got attributes that ain't better than some of our midfielders, but overall, I think he's seeming like he would have been worth the money for us, bro, and we wouldn't be in the pickle we're in now trying to find out new people. But it would have been cool to have him and Gravenberch, to be honest. If you look at the price tag we got Grav for, it would have been almost perfect. But
I think if we had McAllister, Caicedo, and Gravenberch, I think that would have, and I probably to Zabozalai, but I think that's his plus Curtis Jones. Yeah, I think that quartet is a midfield.
See, now when you got Curtis in there now, and I know what you're thinking because of the way they play. Also, even if you couldn't get, say we had Caicedo, no Grav, but we had Caicedo, McAllister, Curtis, and Lavia with no injuries. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Liverpool really fucked up on that one because could have just swiped both of them. but listen, we won the league, so let's not moan too much.
Yeah. It's one of those, isn't it? It's just, it will always be one of those, like, why didn't you just? Because as you said, bro, we're still trying to look for that midfielder. Like, it's all now for that Caicedo type. Because everyone, that's why when everyone says defensive midfielder, I'm like, it's not even I don't want a defense. You can have one, but I don't need them to just be like Mascherano-esque, if that makes sense. I need you to be able to play a bit of ball. Bro, Caicedo is, bro, I rate him highly. Like, for me, 1 more season at this level, whatever level, and if he can go higher, I'm putting him in world class. Because at this point, then I'm like, well, I can't have you any lower because you're actually performing at a good level, like a really, really top level. But of course, it's just about consistency for it's going to be Champions League next season for Chelsea. Can he continue to do it there?
He's gone underrated this season because nobody really cares about Chelsea. If you listen to Chelsea fans this season, even with all the stuff with their team not doing as good, I mean, they won a trophy in the end. They always rate Caicedo, bro. They're kind of like Arsenal fans with Rice. It doesn't matter how bad their season is. They're like, no, he's been performing, but Caicedo's way better anyway. And
100%.
Yeah, but he might get snapped. I don't know. He's got one of the mad contracts as well because he's lucky because he'll get snapped up by one of the bigger teams, man.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If I'm being real, I'm looking at it thinking that Madrid at some point would look at a Chouameni or Camavinga, depending on how they go for the next couple of seasons, and then think, well, Caicedo is probably the perfect player to put in there, especially with Xabi Alonso in there. So let's wait and see, man. Let's wait and see. All right, so let's go to one of the lower down clubs. Tyler Dibbling. I don't like his second name, by the way, because that sounds
like a Harry Potter character, isn't it?
Dibbling just doesn't even sit right with me itself. Like, I don't like.
Come on, Ron. We need to go to the forest and find Dibbling. Sounds like a Harry Potter character.
Neville Longbottom. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't sit right. Like, it doesn't sit right. Like, why are you called Neville Longbottom anyway? Like, have you got a long bottom?
That's a mad name still, but I ain't gonna lie though. Gee, respect Neville because he was the man still at the end, bro.
No. Bro, I respect Neville. Don't ever get twisted. What I'm saying to you is that
it's a mad name. So Longbottom's a mad name, but so is Danny Higginbottom, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I just
real talk though. How come thingy Neville just turned into a Sheffers in the last movie, bro? He just picked up the sword and said, "Yeah, fuck it, bro."
Bro, but you know, at some point, it's like the wimpy kind of guy. Like, at some point, it's like, bro, I need to. I need to show that I'm about this stuff as well. It can't always just be Harry. And Harry was, I'll be real, Harry was starting to turn into a bit of a prick towards like.
Yeah, he was. Now, true on the prick where man said Dean Windass and that, bro. Dean Windass was a legend, boy.
No, he's a legend. Well, them whole City legends are there. Oh, no, not whole. Bradford, is it Bradford?
Yeah, Bradford,
bro. Yeah. Man, I can't disagree.
City was thingy, innit? Paul Dickoff. Bonnet.
Oh, Paul Dickoff. Them kind of names. They are. Sean Goat. You know.
Yeah, it's mad still. Mad names.
Weird names, man. You know, I might have to do a stream just on like weird names, like.
Yeah, because I used to do that thing, man. When we used to play, I used to scream out like random people's names when I'd score a goal and that, or shoot in Wembley and that. So, yeah, man. There was some ballers back in the day, man. Just off names.
No, there's not. There's some ballers. Don't get twisted, but the names are like, what? Like these are your names. But yeah, man. Where do we kind of look at someone like him? Obviously, I think I'm sure Enzo did a stream talking about like his price tag like earlier on. A few months back, and I know they've got a mad price on him. Obviously, they've just got relegated.
I thought he was going to end up at Man U still.
Same. He might still go to.
I like him. I was only speaking about him like 2 days ago because he's one of those that he was the talk of the town mid-season. Like, it's like the only player everyone could talk about. Then they just stopped. It's weird where to put him, just simply because he's not underrated. Probably overrated, to be honest, and he's never gonna be. He's gonna have to go mayor on it because he's not dead food.
Yeah, I don't think it's dead food. I think.
I actually like Thingy. I like Thingy on their team though. What's my name? Soleimani. Is that his name?
Soleimani. Yeah. He's good. Jerry.
Yeah. The way he dribbles, bro, he just drifts past people, but like they're not there.
Yeah, 100%. It's actually mad. All right, let's move on to Tavernier at Bournemouth. Brother plays for Rangers.
Yeah. Big up to him, man, because his brother was the guy in that family, bro. But he's brought his stocks up still.
I was gonna say, like, he's actually put up his own, like, yo, I'm Premier League, you know what I mean? I've helped Bournemouth to, you know what I mean, do their thing as well. Like, he's a good player. Well, he's decent at the very least, anyway.
Yeah, decent. Well, there you go. There's your answer.
Yeah, you know, I was about to say, there you go. He is just a decent kind of player. I feel like he's one of those players that, you know what's gonna. I feel he can have like a good career in the Premier League, just playing for like Bournemouth and people like that. He'll have one season which will probably just make you think, rah, him. All right, cool. But that's if he can obtain that kind of level. But yeah, he's decent. He's decent. Shane Long, yeah. See, that's pause right there. That's pause. Damsgaard at Brentford. Could he be following Thomas Frank to Spurs? That is a good question.
He's a baller, man. Underrated.
Didn't he get obviously outside of Mo Salah? I'm sure he got bare assists this season.
Yeah, he did.
Double figures.
Thingy as well, man. Sharda at Brentford. Both of them.
Yes.
Yeah,
both of them. Which is mad, don't you think? Considering, like, I mean, to be fair, Mbeumo and Vissa have been scoring bare goals this season, so that actually kind of does make a bit of sense. It's mad to think that, you know, we didn't think that Brentford would be as good in terms of the attacking sense ever since losing Tony, and then look what happened. They ended up just, you know what I mean, just being calm with it. Anyway. Belieber. This is another player that Liverpool have been talking about quite a lot. This one is probably difficult more because of the categories that I've got.
I agree because it looks like for me to have him next to, he's not underrated, but he's so good though.
There's like a level, I guess, or there's maybe like a category between close but not cigar and underrated, but I don't know what we would call that though. What would we call that? Like,
he'd be like a prospect.
Really?
Yeah. His name, it might just be under like potential, bro, because it's so early, isn't it? Well, we've seen him in one season. We've seen one season of him in it, really.
Yeah, like this will be the season that everyone's really like taking note. I wasn't really taking too much on notice of him when he first came. I'll tell you that.
He weren't playing before that. They weren't. You know what I mean? They had a different. Remember, they had a different manager. It was De Zerbi the season before. It's because you know what, GT? I know you keep getting confused with me. It's because the season was so long, bro. Like De Zerbi was literally their manager. The thing is, Hurst has only been there one season.
Yeah. You know, that's true. Right, this season has gone on long, and then on top of that, because we had the Nations League the other. It's mad.
Yep.
Season feels like it's never ending, bro. For fuck's sake.
I
would put him in. You know, I can create another category just called baller or potential. It's either potential or baller.
Yeah, put potential in there because you go with the players who are like, they seem like they got it, but it's still early for them. So like, because I can't do his whole career because he doesn't have one.
He doesn't really have one. So where would it put it, underneath close but no cigar or underneath underrated?
No, it'd probably be underneath underrated, innit? Between that and there. Yeah.
Color. So what's that? We've got it potential. How do we do that? Add a row below. Thank you.
Salad.
Potential. I've got to change that color. It's bugging my eyes. There we go. All right, so we'll put believer in potential.
We got to use that in the chat. I know a couple of people keep saying about Eze, man, but you need to realize that underrated is not.
You're not still going on about Eze, bro. Leave him.
Yeah, because underrated is not a terrible category. Like, I don't understand why you think that something else is better than that. It's not a terrible category. Underrated it's a compliment to them. We think you're not rated as much as you should be.
Facts.
But like, I can't be saying world class when I know what world class really looks like, bro. I just watched 4 bad boy teams over the weekend in Nations League. I know what world class looks like.
Yeah, facts. He's definitely not there. Big up Hakeem. Yeah, you're right. Some players do just look better in some of these teams. That is.
Oh yeah. There's always going to be a best of a bad bunch kind of thing in it.
I'm going to leave this question to Sam.
But to be fair, to Hakeem's point, the same thing is the opposite way around as well.
Very true.
Some people look better in good teams than that, and then they leave, and I mean, it's a shambles. Amrabat's better than Ødegaard. It's not even close. Not even close, bro. You know how you man know how I feel about Amrabat already, bro. That's
what I said. I'm leaving that to Savage. I'm not answering that question. Big up around, mate. Big up. Our players better be below believer. We'll get nowhere. I'm gonna leave. We'll throw in some Liverpool ones randomly. You know what? I am so racist. And you know what? I'm actually gonna apologize before I've even said anything. I was just about to. You see the Crystal Palace Don?
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
You know what I was just about to say? I was just about to say Kagawa for like but you know when my brain said it, like, okay, so next up is Kagawa. I was like, Kagawa? Yo, G, you need to take time, you know, that is racist. But I can't remember his freaking name. I feel like it's Kamada.
Yeah, it's
Kamada. There you go. I was close, bro. I was close. Kamada, by the way, you are one of those, like, in my opinion, I feel you're underrated from what I've seen of you. Like, I feel like he's actually a baller. Like, when I've watched him, I'm like, nah, this brother ain't just like he's not just in the team for just being in the team's sake. Like, he is good on the ball, he can pass, and he's actually on this tackling thing. Like, he's proper trying to put himself about on the pitch. I have him in underrated, but I don't know where Savage has.
That's why I have him as well. Exactly the same place. It's funny though. Hey, listen, don't be too like thingy and that. They're both Japanese. That helps you.
Yeah, I know, but you know, if someone, you know, the old so we all look alike, like kind of thing. Like, I didn't want to
buy as well, man. Kagawa, bro. When they had him at Dortmund, boy, brother, he's a legend, man. You know he's still playing, isn't it?
Who, Kagawa?
Yeah, he's only 36.
You say that, but in my mind, he's 40.
Yeah, no, he was around forever, bro. He was around forever.
That's what I'm saying.
What's the team again? I can't remember what the team's called in that. I think he plays in Japan still.
It's
Aka. I think it's Aka. Osaka. It's Osaka he plays for.
Osaka.
Yeah.
I like Kagawa, you know. How you doing?
Japan, actually, man. It looks beautiful, bro. That's the Mr. Miyagi place, bro. So,
anyway. Where's that? Say that again.
Osaka, Japan.
Oh, bro, don't get twisted. I'm trying to go to
Japan. That's the main place I want to go, but yeah.
No, 100%. Big up AR in the building. Guys, at 12 o'clock midday, Ends does have a stream. So once this is done, I will redirect straight over.
I told you that my missus can speak like 4 languages already, and now she's been learning Mandarin and brushing up on her German. Yeah. But that means that every time I get a voice note from her speaking in another language and just laughing, like I'm supposed to know what she's talking about.
I was gonna say she could be saying anything to you, you know.
Saying anything, bro. It's fucking nah, man. Sometimes from my missus and crazy.
That's actually jokes. She could be telling you something that you just agreed to that you didn't want to agree to, and you was never going to agree to. Had you heard it in English, she's now told it to you in Mandarin. You're like, yeah, no, no, babes, trust, like, as in, absolutely fine. Just book it. Don't worry about it. I'll be there. These times,
yeah, bro, and she doesn't have the she don't have the accent to be saying the language. So when, like, when people do the language and don't have the accent, it sounds crazy, bro. Because she starts to be my missus well spoken and that. So when she does that, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here,
man? All right, let's move to. No, I'm gonna leave that one. Paqueta.
Oh, the one on the world class.
The one under world close but no cigar.
Yeah, world class. This guy's a baller, bro. He's a gambler, but he's a baller, bro.
He's a gambler. I'll definitely say that. He's definitely a gambler. Very good player. Be interesting to see what happens to him this summer, especially with Graham Potter and West Ham. I think they need funds. That's why they're looking at potentially offloading Kudus as well. So that's going to be interesting to see. Enciso, I know that you talk about him. You're actually the only person I actually hear talk about him, to be fair.
He's in potential, bro. That's that Ipswich at the moment, but he's going back to Brighton this season. What a player, man. Just don't wait until enough of him, innit? That's why. But his thing is, well, man, I watched him on international duty, not this time, the time before as well, and he's different class, bro. He's cold, bro.
No, I was gonna, you've definitely spoken about him. What about, and this is another player who's I don't know if he's on loan at Brighton, Buonanotte. He's at Leicester City this season anyway. I actually preferred Buonanotte to Enciso, to be fair, at the time. But this season, I've changed my mind in that regards.
Buonanotte's techie though, isn't he? Little techie player.
Very techie. But he's not. He wasn't getting no game. And obviously, Leicester were just shit this season, man. Like, so
they were really bad. Man. I don't think anybody benefited from playing in that Leicester squad. Not one person.
Nah, no one. They all look rubbish. But I like Buonanotte. So let's just say I've just got him in potential because I do think that there is a decent player within that. So yeah. Put in there. Let's get through. Sarabia.
I don't know, man. He has flashes of brilliance every now and again, but the gap between the flashes of brilliance is very big gap, bro.
Very true. Big up Mike.
Probably put him in Mass still.
I think he's
weird player. He is weird player because you can easily see him playing for another team and then being a bit more techie, bro. But
like, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay. Like, where's this been like this whole time? Bentancur, been injured for quite some time. Is a good player on his day, and there was a point where I did think if he continued, he was gonna start entering into some real conversations, but I don't know where he's kind of at now.
Bentancur, man, different, man. He ain't been the same since he dropped the racist remark on his teammates.
Nope, not at all.
Then he had half a fit on the pitch, bro.
Oh yeah, for real.
Remember that man's body went all limp and that, bro. No.
Yeah. Probably. He's really had a crazy year and a half in it. That fucking heck.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think he faked it just so man would stop talking about the racism. Cause as soon as he nearly had a fit, everyone was like, "Pray for Bentancur, bro," and then nobody spoke about it again, bro.
Savage is saying about that. He lied, man. He lied. Don't listen to him. That's a joke. That's actually deep.
He's when I'm looking at that list of man, he's there still because he did. You're right. He was on that. He did look like he was going to do something, but it feels like the ship sailed. To be honest, bro.
Yeah, man. It's I think. Listen. By the way, people, in context of you can still just be a calm Premier League midfielder, which is obviously fantastic. But you know when you're just like, yeah, you're all right. Nothing too great, nothing too crazy. Gibbs White.
Oh, this is a baller, man. In the 10.
City are still potentially looking at him, but also Arsenal, I've heard in the last couple of days, been thrown in there as well. Don't know why Liverpool are not trying. If they couldn't obviously get Wirtz, why we're not trying to look at him, but you know.
I'm thinking between underrated and potential, just because when he ends up in conversation, when he ends up in conversation between the big clubs, then people try and they try and mug it off a little bit. It's like they're happy for him balling out at Nottingham, but as soon as it comes to the big clubs, they're like, Gibbs White, really? Do you want to do that? I'm like, no, he's wherever. Yeah, I'm underrated.
Underrated. I am good.
I'm in the ilk of what I said about Eze, man. Whereas if once they're not scoring and that, there's less conversation about them. They're still running around their job and that, bro. And then the main men of both of their teams as well.
Yes, definitely. And it's mad because Woods is the guy who's getting the goal on that.
Yep.
It's Chris. This will be an interesting one after the conversation we had. Jack Grealish.
Shit. Potential's gone now for Grealish. Grealish is a weird one, man. I liked him at Villa. The latter part at Villa. The first part of Villa, I thought he was overrated at the beginning.
Yes.
Then he got relegated with him, came back up, ended up being their main player. He was the best player in the Championship. He was the best player in the Prem. Until he went to City, what earned him the right. I think the price tag probably done him over a little bit. Then he gets to City. Treble season, he was definitely a big part of that, especially in the Champions League.
Yeah, definitely Champions League.
In the Prem, he was just kind of bit part, and then I think he picked the right team for the trophies. But actually, at the time when he was leaving Villa, I thought Man U was the right job for him, not Man City.
I also think Man U, but now how we know Man U is right now.
Yeah. It's true. It's his whole career. He's got all the trophies. I'm sorry. You know what, man? I'm sorry, Grealish, bruv, but you gotta go in there, bruv, because I don't give a damn about your trophies right now, bruv. Like this, your career as a football, like the way you play football, bro. I don't know, man. Because he's not like one of the people that even if you're doing this, but even if you're doing this, we don't have to worry about how many goals and assists that you offer. Sometimes you don't offer either of them, bruv. It's just you offer winning free kicks, bro.
Yeah. That's his niche. That's his thing. Like, he does that. Really try to write down for sure. Mine. But this StreamYard thing is so fucking shit, man. Right. Hold on. Yeah, it was me. I'm gonna quickly leave it and come back in.
Yeah, say no more.
The next player that I'll talk to put up was Phil Foden.
Okay. What are we saying, chat? What are we saying about Phil Foden? Bit of a weird one, isn't it? He was funny enough. I still remember the day 3 seasons ago. Me and Edward argued at the beginning of the season about Phil Foden being world class, and I said he isn't world class. He wasn't even on the cusp of world class at the time. His first prominent season for Man City, where he became not a bit pot player and not a substitute player, that first season was the season where he won Premier League Player of the Year, but he was only good for half of the season. But obviously, the votes are the votes, but he was only good for half of the season. Grealish is a weird one. The only inconsistent season he's had has been the season what's just gone by. But all the other seasons he's been performing. I feel like I don't know what it's hard for the categories more than anything because he's not underrated because people fucking rave on about he ain't underrated. People rave on about Phil Foden and how to rave on about some of them fucking the bad boys at the Spanish clubs. Yeah, so he's not underrated. You could be underrated if he was based on last season. Everyone, oh yeah, but he deserved what he got for last season. The way people speak about him, he was rubbish. And he was rubbish for England. That's why he's not in England squad. And when that happens to Rashford, nobody stuck up for him. But his whole career has been good. And as I said, when he got Premier League Player of the Season, he played good for half the season.
He's a weird one though to place.
I think I'll be fair to him, and I'll just put him above. I'll put him where Caicedo and Paqueta is, but he could easily fall out by next season or get higher. Because it did feel like once the season where he took over then and he got 18 goals and got Premier League Player of the Season, that did feel like, oh, we're about to go on to that level of goal. Now, like it's like people had dropped out the squad and Pep made him a first team player. And De Bruyne was in. Remember, there was conversations then about him taking De Bruyne's spot. I think they even asked De Bruyne at the Crystal Palace game. There was like, what about the competition between him and Foden? De Bruyne was kind of like, I don't know why you're trying to pit us against each other, but it felt like he was taking that squad by the scruff of the neck. He's from Manchester. It felt like he's going to be all Foden. Then he had a shit season, so it's fair to put him in that spot.
Can you hear me?
Can you know? Yeah.
Is it still echoing? I don't know why.
Yeah. It's got like it's more like it's got like a I don't want to make a joke about it, but it sounds like there's a metronome in the background.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell it could be though. I don't know what it is.
Have you got something next to you, Mike? Or no?
No, nothing.
What about the volume on the way you can hear my voice? How high is that volume? Because sometimes if that's too loud, it goes back through your mic and it reverberates through it. But...
No, but even your volume is calm though.
Oh, okay.
Like it's not too loud, it's not too thing.
Nah, Hakeem, don't be a prick, brother. That's the only thing I could think of. It was literally a metronome. That's what it sounded like.
I don't know. Some submarine, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But now it's not.
Man, them said you're in the Titanic submergible and that, bro. That's crazy still.
You know, I'll go join Rose. How about that? I'll go and join Rose. But see, look, now it's not making that sound. Or is it? I don't know. Yeah,
making it.
It's not making. Yeah, I don't know. I just turned the volume down on my mic anyway, so maybe that was. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. But
no, you're good. You're good.
Okay, cool. All right, so Phil Foden, we've got there. Let's do it. Allister. Yeah, I blame Enzo as well, bro. Don't know what it is, but he's done something.
This McAllister one's gonna cause problems, bro, because it feels like I've had this argument every week all season. I mean, to call it an argument, I'd just say he's not world class and move on normally, but everyone else wants to lose their mind over it. And then all what man want to tell me is, yeah, but he's won the World Cup. Okay, I hear it, blood, bro, but so is fucking Rodrigo de Paul and his shit, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very, you know what? Actually, from this list, it's actually quite easy. It just goes where Caicedo and that go.
Yeah, literally.
Definitely not world class yet.
No.
I've seen him do stuff at Brighton that I haven't seen him do at Liverpool yet in big spells. So,
bro, I keep telling you, I feel like he was better at Brighton than he was at Liverpool.
He was.
I feel like we're just seeing him in a different light now. Obviously, being at Liverpool, the Champions League and that fairs, but at Brighton, bro, like this was a player that I looked at and said, "Bro, yo, we're getting McAllister." Like I was so happy with that because I was like, "Nah, he's actually a baller in himself." And I didn't want Man City to get him. I remember fully thinking,
"That's why the same." Guy, bro. When he gets his head up and he puts one of them little through balls through a little dink into the box, and then we get a goal from it, and you're like, "Oh yeah, this is the McAllister." And then you have to wait another 10 games to see it again.
Yeah, bro. Like, that's not world class to me. Like, that's just someone who's... Yeah, see, look, Max even saying, like, I'm not saying he is, but I wouldn't be mad if someone argued that case. I'll be like, okay, like, right. That's not an argument I'm going to get into.
Yeah, I agree.
But, cool. Kobe Mainu. This guy is chilling on the bench like there's no tomorrow, bro. But he looked like he was going to be the best thing since sliced bread.
Potential. Young player. This is a player I was talking about before he got to the Prem. My cousin plays for Villa. And when I asked my cousin at the time who's the best in your league, I thought my cousin was going to say himself. He said, nah, Premier League 2, he's the best player, bro. Like, by far. Very good baller. Because we're not gonna just pretend that what he did in his first season didn't exist, bro. He did.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? Like he was overrated, as in we were going into thingy. What was it? The Euro season. So the reason why he became overrated because they just threw him into the squad, and it was like, yo, like there's all these other players that haven't made it. You shouldn't be ahead of them. So that's where the overrated part came from. But in terms of his actual style of play and how good he is, he's a good footballer, bro. It's just I don't think Ten Hag was playing him in the wrong position, and then both managers do. He's quite slow as well. He's not like a rapid player, so they're putting him in the wrong position. And listen, we know about Manchester United, so I think he's in potential, man. I don't think it's over for him yet, but I think there was talk about him moving on. Kind of crazy.
Chelsea want him.
Yeah, well, Chelsea want him for a reason, bro. I know that much.
Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, I don't know where they'll be playing him, but I know that they were looking at him in like Chelsea. Listen, Chelsea, man. The thing is, it's like you're combining all of these ballers. I'm like, you're gonna. Some of them have to play. Like you're gonna need to find.
Yeah. Chelsea's crazy, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like you can't. I get it. You've got ballers, but you've got too many ballers now. Like someone's.
I kind of feel bad for Ødegaard now, bloody man, just out there in the wilderness, bro.
Yeah, probably. Well, and the thing is, I'm looking at the rest of the list. I don't feel like I'd have anybody.
Nah, he might end up staying there on his own by the list, bro.
Yeah, really and true. Yeah, there's not really. I don't think anyone here is dead food. That's how I'm at it. Like who's left on this list? Lewis Cook. Is that Cook? Is it Cook or Christie?
Lewis Cook, Thingy Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I like him, you know.
Bit of an underrated player, isn't it? Like,
very underrated player because I don't think I've ever heard anybody mention him ever at all. I don't think anyone. I think he's underrated for what he does for them, man. He's very needed, though. You know what I mean? They've got a couple of players like that, Bournemouth, though. Like even like Ryan Christian, them man, they're all better than people think they are.
Yeah,
but yeah.
No, 100%. Marino, Mister, I didn't know you could play up front. Fuck's sake.
You know what it is, bro? I don't want to be a prick in it. I want to do this properly, but I can't stand his stupid face, bro.
His face is very annoying.
He's got stroke face, bro, but on both sides. Normally you have it on one side. He's got stroke face on both sides, bro. So looks like gravity's working against his face, man. Which makes him look sad all the time.
Yeah. But then he smiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then then he smiles. So it is a bit weird. Yeah, you're right. It is a little bit weird. It is a bit weird.
Where would you have him?
Maybe it's either very meh or underrated. I don't feel like there's potential with him. I feel like whatever level he's at now is the level that he's gonna.
I feel like if he didn't end up front, Arsenal fans would hate him by now. Because when I was hearing them before he was up front, they were getting mad and they were like, "Why did we buy this geezer, bro?" And then as soon as he went up front, it was like, "Oh, well, okay." Like, and obviously Arsenal set piece team, innit? Yeah, and Arsenal set piece team, so they like crossing the ball, and he's very good in the air.
Yeah. And listen, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really watch him at Sociedad. Maybe like once.
Nobody cared about him at Sociedad, bro.
Yeah,
everyone cared about Zubimendi and Kubo, bro. No one cared about him.
Bro, I forgot about that, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Maestro. I can't.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of meh, and I feel like I find it difficult to really judge him on this season because I'm like, you're not even playing a position. I almost feel like you're just able to play this position just because obviously what it is. If you do this next season, though, you will move up in terms of.
Yeah, I think. I understand what Arteta threw him up front anyway because he was in the ilk of what Thingy Havertz was doing anyway. They kind of just played the same. So it's like, yeah, it shouldn't be that hard. Just whip the ball into him, but yeah, he did score a couple of screamers, bro. The goal he scored against Real Madrid was kind of mad still. Can't lie.
Yeah, no, it was. It actually was. It was actually. Smith Rowe.
Man, like me all of them.
Yeah, man, a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Since moving to Fulham, obviously he's got his game time and stuff, which is good for him.
Yeah.
Obviously at Arsenal, I used to look at him and think, yo, like, is he going to make that next step? He couldn't quite make it. Obviously got injured, which does not help. But I think Fulham's a good place for him to kind of kickstart. I do think it's a good place to kickstart.
Yeah, they were trying to put the Bergkamp thing on him early, bro.
From early, bro. I saw they gave him number 10. I feel like he was number
10. Yeah, they did. Didn't Smith Rowe's dad play football as well? I think he did.
I don't know. I'll double check.
I think he played for Arsenal, actually. I don't know.
Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da.
Maybe I'm wrong. Leslie wrote Leslie on it, I think. But, or maybe it was somebody else.
Let me see if you guys are dad. It's not showing up. You know, like on like Wiki, it will just show you like his dad's straight away.
Yeah, nah. I'm probably wrong still. So I just remember a sit down with I just remember a sit down with Ian Wright talking about something to do with his dad, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway,
he probably did, but his dad is he works in foster care.
He's one of the men of the community and that, bro.
Yeah, literally, literally, for what I can see here. Yeah, man works in foster care and all of that kind of stuff. Like Fulton Heath, he's saying he's from them sides, yeah.
Yeah, because Smith Rowe's dad's not white. I know everyone thinks Smith Rowe's white, and his dad's mixed race, isn't it?
Oh, is it like a Cole Palmer type of thing? I ain't even seen his dad.
Yeah, like just like yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, his dad's.
Right now.
I don't know, no white man called Leslie Blood, so that's no, bro. His dad.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah,
just bury them, man, bro. Palmer's like that. Smith Rowe, Trippier's dad's black, bro. Like he's not even mixed race. His dad's black.
I wonder why the pigmentation of you comes out like that. Like because obviously, if you just looked at them, you just think white straight away. It's crazy how.
The only reason why I realized the Trippier thing is because of Trippier's hair, bro. So like, yeah, that's not.
I don't
know. Because Fingy looks like that. Remember, and I'm convinced that Di Lorenzo's got a black dad somewhere, bro. Di Lorenzo at Napoli. Every time I see him, I'm like, I don't know, bro. Your granddad's black or something, bro.
Someone is like you got some type of heritage that you maybe you didn't even know, like.
Yeah, exactly, man. Smith was 24 now, so
he's 24. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, time's gone quick, man. Remember, like his name was prominent lockdown, and that was ages ago now. So I don't know, where would you put him? He's definitely not dead food. I know that much, but I just don't know where I'd put him.
He's either very meh or potential. He's 24. Like, I'm not trying to chalk anybody off.
I'll tell you the truth, man.
I'd actually put him very meh at this moment.
Yeah, because he looks like he won't get much better, but he's still a good footballer. I think he'll get more game time and get more comfortable in the squad, but will he get better? I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. Rodri? Although I feel like that's a very silly question.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have had a Ballon d'Or, but yeah.
I feel like you didn't need to throw that in, but yes. I agree. He should not. It should have gone to Vinny, which doesn't make sense, which is why I'm very interested to see who wins this year's Ballon d'Or.
No, it's killing me. I mean this as well, and obviously, you know, I love Vinny and that. I actually think Vinny's never going to win the Ballon d'Or. Think of what I'm saying. I think he had one chance, which was then, and it was perfect. And now Mbappe plays for Real Madrid, and you just saw, bro. How many people realize how if anyone in the Real Madrid squad, say we won stuff this season, Mbappe would have got it, bro. And then I'm thinking about the following seasons after. I don't know. It's crazy to say. It's crazy to say that with how good he is, and that, but I actually think he'll never get it now.
That's mad to say.
Yeah, but Neymar never got it.
Yeah, but Neymar was in a team with Messi, though.
True.
So, and I don't feel like we've got like when you think about it, we don't have two outliers like where you're like, all right, well, these two are always going to win it. Bro, look at the beef that people are having this season. We're scrambling, man. I heard someone say yesterday, "No, don't you think Nuno Mendes should be top 3 Ballon d'Or?"
That was me still. I think it was me on my watch along, bro, but I didn't.
Oh, well, then maybe that's
what. Actually, what I said is, I said someone might have to get kicked out of the top 6 spot, bro, and put Nuno Mendes in there, bro. But I was joking. He's the best left back in the world, though. It's not a competition.
That's not even a competition. What I'm saying is, like, Marcelo wouldn't have been considered a top 6 player, and he was the best. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you weren't putting him in the top 6 conversation, not with fucking Xavi, Iniesta, Ribery, Robben, and Messi and Ronaldo. Like, bro, where are you gonna fit into this list, bro? Like, it's mad. It's actually mad. Is there 2? Oh no.
Hold on, is Rodri the only person in the world class at the moment?
Yes, bro. Who else?
This is funny. This is only funny because of the list we did last time, and last time we did every league, and we still ended up with about 10 people and 4 goalkeepers. 10, yeah. There's 4 goalkeepers in there, isn't it?
Yeah, Allison. Who the 4 goalkeepers? Alison Couture.
Somebody else at the time, I can't remember, man.
Maybe Oblak. I feel like.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like, I don't even know if football's got better since that list, bro. I think it's a bit worse, bro. So
that's what I said at the beginning, bro. As in this list, like in terms of what we think or how we perceive to be world class, I don't feel like it's going to be any different to what we did last time. It's just going to be. It's more the rest.
I do like it though. It makes me feel better about the world class like criteria that we have because it means that it means something because there's not an argument because Geezer's top of our list got Ballon d'Or, bro. So all right.
Literally, and he has been the best midfielder.
Yeah,
in England anyway, like for time. James Maddison, Maddie.
I like Maddison, but I feel like the players who are in Maddison's ilk behind him they're on the level or better than him now, and they weren't before, which would be people like Eze and that. I think they're better now. So I think Maddison goes in there because the potential's done for Maddison.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, ain't no way, Matt. You said Maddison's close to World Cup. There ain't no way, bro. There ain't no way, bro. Maddison's a good player, man, and he has moments, but the moments are getting less and less. The screamers are getting less. The free kicks are getting less. And you know, if Maddison didn't have a personality, people would not even think about him at all, bro.
Facts.
He likes to talk, and he has a personality, but like if you think of the last thing everyone thinks about Maddison this season is him talking about Roy Keane and having that little spat. That's it.
Maddison's a funny guy, man. He's actually a funny guy. That's all I think about him. That and darts. That's all I think.
Yeah, darts. Yeah, it's true.
Tielemans.
Now, this geezer might be the most underrated midfielder in the Prem, bro. So he's so cold, bro. He's so cold, man. Yeah. You're Tielemans.
Although a part of me feels, it's weird because a part of me feels. Here we go again. A part of me does feel that he goes on to like a McAllister level.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, I agree. I do agree with you. It's basically if the order of the categories means that it's actually ranked in that order, as in like the close is better than the underrated, then yeah, probably put him up next to McAllister on that because he's proper. His levels, man. Like I think I made this statement before, but then the chat who was on my side started to troll McAllister, and then they started putting up like every midfielder who they think's better, and then it was like he got deep still.
You know, just getting a bit too dark. You're like, rah, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm not even going to talk about it, bro. I just think that based on how they've been playing, he's not. Yeah, forget it. Let me just use Foden. He's been better than Foden.
Who's been better than Foden?
Tielemans, and he's been better than Paqueta.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I know what you're gonna say, and I agree, but we'll leave it.
Yeah. It's the time and the place, bro.
I'm not trying to start a war here. Like it's too early. Declan Rice.
Man like Declan Rice, bro.
Come on, Basmati and that.
I gotta take my bias out of this thing with Declan Rice because you know what's happened with him. Yeah, he was somebody that I liked as a player, and I liked his personality. But I thought he was overrated even at West Ham. But I liked him, and then when he got to Arsenal, because Arsenal fans won't shut the fuck up, it made me start to like not want to see Declan be good at all, bro. Like he was just getting on my nerves, bro.
Hear that.
Obviously, he had the big price tag and that, so. It's a weird one with Declan Rice because I don't think he's close to being world class, but I feel like the stuff that he is good at for Arsenal, I feel like Arsenal fans lie about the stuff that they're saying he's good at, but there's other stuff that he's really good at and he's underrated from it. Yeah. So, for example, like his passing ability when he's on it is ridiculous. His set piece ability is ridiculous. Before the free kicks, by the way, I've been saying this all season, before the free kicks. Because what I noticed the first time was how good his corners were, which sounds weird, isn't it? Because it's like, it's a corner. No, he's not just whipping it to nobody, though. He's putting it. You know, a lot of people take corners and put it in a space. He's literally
like he's finding
putting
players,
it exactly where he wants to pull it.
He is a tricky one to place.
His box to box movement's very good. He's good at like carrying the ball. He's got a good shot on him. He can get foul wanted sometimes. He's shit for England, but this ain't an England one, so I'll probably put him in underrated. To be fair, I don't think he's on the I know it sounds crazy, and if an Arsenal fan comes in, they're gonna be like, "Why is he not with Caicedo and that?" But for me, he's I don't know.
I think. How old is he?
26. I think it's the same age as Trent. I think is.
Oh, okay. So he's okay. That potential thing has passed.
Yeah,
it can only be underrated or close but no cigar. I like Declan Rice. I think he's a good midfielder, and I think he's gotten better with time as well. He's definitely not dead food. I'll tell you that, Max.
Maybe the thing is, to be fair, potential could be a thing just because there's some people in potential that they're so young that they have to be there, but there's some people in
there. Yeah, true.
Yeah, but there's probably some people in potential where it's like he plays for Arsenal, and take away everyone's Liverpool hat, they did good in the Champions League, and he definitely was their better player. Like I don't think he was better than Partey for the whole season, but in the Champions League he was, and it felt like if they were going to get anything from a title run, it would be down to Declan Rice trying to drag their team through. He feels like he's their captain, and if they went on and won the title next season, he would be definitely like they wouldn't be able to win the title without him being prominent in their team. So it could be potential for him. It really could. But it's whatever you think. I'll go with that because I know he's not dead food and I know he's not Mayor. So
I'll go with underrated then.
Yeah. Okay.
Underrated in terms of, I think he's better than some people make out, but I do think he's overrated by Arsenal fans.
Yeah, I was going to say that. But I was going to say, isn't he only underrated by Liverpool fans though?
In fairness, yes, I feel like it is only really us who seem to underrate him.
Because he goes into that list what I told you about, where like once you link to Liverpool and you don't come to our club, you shit. So
yeah,
there was a lot of Liverpool fans that wanted him when we were in that for like Rice and Bellingham and Tchouaméni and as soon as he never, you know what I mean? So yeah,
that's true. I'm telling you guys, he's a good midfielder, and I think to me he seems like a leader. He seems like someone who, like if I needed to captain this team, let's say Ødegaard, I don't know, gets stripped of the captaincy or whatever, I'll be looking at him straight away. I'll be like, bro, him or Gabriel. Like, I'll be like, one of you.
Yeah, like I wouldn't put it past England, like probably between him and Bellingham, but I wouldn't put it past them being England's next captain either.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I can see them giving it to Bellingham just for the PR purposes, but I think Rice would be a better captain. Not even a better player, he's just a better captain.
Better captain. Yeah, I agree with that. So yeah, I'm with you still.
Yeah. All right, Bruno Fernandes. This one's a bit of a weird one.
Underrated.
That's what I had as well.
Bruno's cold, bro.
I feel like people just, I don't know what it is. Maybe his face. He's got one of them faces that just.
He looks like a rat.
Yeah.
When he's against your team, he probably winds you up on it. Like he does wind you up because he either winds you up with being too good, or he winds you up with moaning and throwing his hands around and trying to get people booked and diving around. I think people think about him personality-wise the same the way they think about Bernardo Silva. Would you look at that? They're both Portuguese, bro. I think it's just they don't like it. But if he plays for your, I was about to say, if he plays for your team, you love him. But there's a lot of Man U fans who don't like him. But
I was gonna say, bro, they don't even like him. Like,
it's a weird thing though because that's the part where I feel like the loud minority make us think that nobody likes Bruno. But when you hear them Old Trafford fans with the Bruno chanting that they love him. So I don't know. He definitely tries hard on that. I think Bruno would be good in a team where one, he's not the main guy, and two, there's a lot more structure there. I think he'd be great. At the moment, he's trying to do everything to help his team himself, and you know that when you try and do everything, you look crazy, like on a football pitch nowadays. Because Bellingham does that for us. Like when Madrid's playing, if they're under the caution that all of a sudden Bellingham's everywhere, bro. Like he's just everywhere. And if you're playing against a competent team that can bop the ball around, you look absolutely crazy, bro. Like what are you just running around for?
Yeah, like a madman. Like
yeah.
And sometimes it don't even look like it makes sense. Like why are you doing all of that?
Yeah.
I guess it can obviously happen. Then I agree with that. I think he is very, very, very underrated. I'm gonna get this Decore at Everton.
Corey's weird.
I feel like once upon a time it would have been underrated. I feel like now I'm like meh.
Yeah,
like,
now I'm settled on what the Corey is. He's on meh.
Yeah.
But
once upon a time I would have been like, nah, let's put it underrated, you know.
And with the Corey as well, he's a good player, but it feels like when you look at Everton's players, they're good players, but there's not like loads of ballers in that team. So he's kind of the best of a bad bunch. But I reckon if they had an injection of cash and started buying players, they wouldn't need the Corey.
Yeah. Or he'd inevitably just end up being a rotation piece. Like
Everton's best players are the centre backs, bro. Now crazy that is for your best players to be just your centre backs, bro. I know, like we've got Virgil, but Virgil's the best in the world, bro. So it's completely different. They're literally
Salah and Allister.
Yeah. You're literally Tarkowski and Ranthwaite are their best players, bro.
That's mad. Everton need to pattern out, man. Well, they
need to get rid of that handbag, bro. How has he still got a contract?
This is why they needed to sign Liam Delap, bro. This is why I said
Yeah. You know, you go through them phases. I remember it was going into the England, not even the Euros, the World Cup, bro. And you know, like there will be a player who gets a spot, and it was Calvert-Lewin at the time. And then on Football Focus, you know when they do that thing where it's like they go and speak to your family, and he's walking around the park with a news reporter and stuff, and they're talking about all these great things, and I'm like, they're giving this big build up to do nothing, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, yeah. But I saw Calvert-Lewin talking the other day, talking about who was he talking about? He was talking about Ancelotti. I think he was talking about Ancelotti. I can't remember who was being interviewed by. I don't know if it was an old interview or even a new one. I just saw the clip.
I swear, like, we got to the end of the season, and for the last 3 games, all of a sudden, Calvert-Lewin came off the bench, said that you've been injured you've been injured all season, bro. Came back with a haircut and that, tried to, like, I think he's trying to brush off the little zesty vibes now. You get me?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Stay away from the magazines, bro. I told you.
I think he's now starting to understand, like, yo, that's not really something that you can kind of continue, if I'm being totally honest. With you, just give me one sec. Why is it coming out? There we go. And say, I don't know why I would do that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what setting you'd need to change for that. To be fair, I'll have a look after the. But big up Cow anyway. Big up Cow. Big up Coppish. Over that side. But yeah, I don't know why it's not letting him redirect. If you guys know, let me know in the chat or whatever. Anyways, let's move to Onana.
Bruv, I went. My head was gone then, and when you said Onana, I thought you meant the goalkeeper. I'm about to say, burn him off. Don't even just burn him at the stakes.
I would have. Like, I should have put Rodri in the world class anyway, but there would have been him in world class, Onana in dead food. Like if it was that.
Funny enough, Onana got me potential, bro. Because I wanted him at Liverpool. I knew we wouldn't get him because obviously Everton on it. I think he's so good, bro. Especially for what we wanted at the time as well. But like, if you remember how the season started with him at Villa, he was great, bro. But then he got injured. Yeah, I mean, so then by the time he come back, it was a bit like in and out. He was great at the beginning of the season. He was getting all their goals, these headers and that, bro. Yeah, he was sick, man. I like this player, bro.
Onana is he is actually a very, very good player when I come to think about it, actually, to be fair. Like, potentially. And the thing is, hold on, let me check. How old is Onana?
25, I think.
He is 23.
23. Yeah,
that's definitely a lie.
Remember, don't call him Andre. That's not my name, mate.
Oh yeah, that's not my name, mate. Like, who said that? I was busting up, man. I was like, cool, like that's what we know you as. Like, why you get so testy about it? Jesus Christ, man. Like the way, like, and in my head, I'm thinking, bro, you must have, like, your girl must have broke up with you at that specific moment in time, bro. Like,
because he's probably thinking like, you just seen some other black man and that, bro, and tried to call me because we both got the same last name. Man's Amadou, bro, and man was calling him Andre.
Okay, Savage. Do you hear anybody call him Amadou? Like Amadou or not? Like, do you ever hear that from the commentator? I feel like I've heard Andre. Like, I feel like I fully heard Andre.
No, but his point is he never calls himself Andre. It's not a thing. It's actually not a thing, bro. It's Ahmed. That's why he was getting mad about it because he's like, I've never called myself Andre, bro.
So why do people call him Andre? Like, I don't get
Because
it.
the other one's called Andre, and that's what that's. You're proving his point, bro.
Yo, hey, listen, man. Hear what I'm saying, Onana, man. I know that's not your name. I get it. Like, it is what it is.
You know, like if your name was Christoph and that, bro, and then man just keep calling you Christopher, and you're like, no, mate, my name's not Christopher, bro. It's Christoph, bro. My brethren's called.
But that's actually
No, but
kind of
one of my closest brethren's called Christoph, and that's what used to happen to him at school. Everyone, you'd be like, yes, Christopher, and that, yes, and he's like, yo, bro, my name's actually Christoph. I know you think that it's like short for something, but it's
that's what I'm saying. Well, tell them to finish off your name then, bro. Like, then I don't quite understand. Like, Christoph and Christoph, big up Christoph. Anyway.
Nah, bro. I remember like my son's uncle, man. His name's Danny, innit?
Yeah.
When I met him, obviously I'm like, yes, young Daniel and that, bro. Brother, I swear, for about 10 years. Then I saw then he said something to me, and I saw his passport. I was like, your name's actually Danny, bro. Who the fuck's name's Danny, bro? It's like, bro.
So in your head, you're thinking, oh, it's Daniel. Like, yeah,
bro. Like, bro, can you imagine somebody just calling that kid just Chris, bro?
Yeah,
or like, oh yeah, this is Mike, and then you get man's passport and it says Mike on the passport, bro.
It says Mike. You're just like, so your name is actually Mike, not even Michael. Like I feel like you couldn't even have a serious conversation with like a recruiter or someone like, what's your name? Oh, Mike. No, like, but you know, like you might correct and be like, you might say Michael, but everybody calls me Mike, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just as like,
I'm not even like, bro. Like, if I had one of those names where you can change it based on the country you're in because it's like a biblical name or something. When I'm talking to gal, I'm changing my name, bro. Like in England, I'm Michael, but when I'm talking to exact things, yo, I'm Michelle, blood. You get me? Am I prick?
No, Michelle.
Yeah, I'm Michelle, blood. That's what you think I do? You think when I was used to go out there and there's like girls asking what your name, I used to be like Savage. I used to be like, nah, Savage, man. Why about you?
Savage, you know. Savage with a U. There's a U there. Savage with a U. Like, what? You know, they start thinking you're just some like this exotic guy. Like, ooh, who is he? Like, what? Why is it like that? Like, I don't get it. Like, hey, that's actually fucked, you know. Man said Savage, you know, but Savage with a U though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, with a U.
Yeah,
I love when people do that. I love when people do that when they say their name and then they tell you what letter it's with, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not writing your name down. So what are you telling me, bro? Like, don't tell me it's Carl with a. Oh, it's Carl with a K. So
no. The reason I'm telling you is because it will sound good. Like in your head, I feel like yeah. It should. Oh, okay, cool. I've done it at ends. I don't know if it was still.
Yeah, but Carl. Think of the name Carl, and then say Carl with a K, and then say Carl with a C, and see what happens.
I was probably thinking about it, like, how would I say it? But I just say Carl. Like, there's no difference how I say it.
That shit's too fun, bro. That is funny, you know. Stephen with a P. All right, Stefan.
No, okay, cool. But that's like, to be fair, and there's no different way. Like, my son's name is Cairo, but it's with a K. But it said
that's because you and your son's mom wanted to be spicy for no reason, bro.
Yeah, but no, there is actually no reason. It was just I didn't want to be the boring Cairo with a C. So I was like, no, Cairo with a K still. So when people spell it in their head, they're gonna immediately think C. If they're thinking Cairo, the capital of Egypt. But if not, they will maybe say K, but they'll think it's like Kyro. I'm like, no.
Yeah, man. I remember some girl did that to me, bro. Some girl was like, yeah, it's China with a Y. Why are you telling me? Is what the Y is, bro. I don't care. Are you expecting a birthday card from me? What are you talking about? China with a Y.
Just in case you ever, you know what I mean? You're talking to them, you write their name down on WhatsApp and that. It's like, nah, it's China with a Y. Don't.
Yo, it's my phone. So when I write your name down on WhatsApp, I write it how I want to write it, bro. I don't give a damn what your name is, bro.
No, but it's my name, isn't it? Like, I would like it if you spelt my name. If you spell it correctly.
You know what I mean? Endsman TV with a Z. I don't care, bro. It's bro, like.
You know what's mad? You know what's actually funny, yeah? I think I used to spell it with an S anyway. Like when I saved his thing on my phone, I just spelled it like
yeah, you know damn well the reason why he's got a Z is because it's from the streets, isn't it? Like everyone from the streets exactly. Z on the end of anything for no reason, bro.
Like it just sounds cooler.
Sounds cooler, bro. Yeah, man, I respect it, man.
All right. What's the time? All right, got half an hour left until Enzo's stream. We should be able to get through these.
Now we done quicker than the thought, bro. Last time me and you were on these videos, it lasted about 4 hours, bro.
Bro, about 4 hours, bro, and it was way less than what we had it.
Yeah.
Kulusevski.
This is a player that like he's really like. Remember we were linked to him like 2 months ago, and I was half excited that we were linked to him. I was like, really? Like he's a baller, bro. He doesn't look like he should be a baller, bro. He doesn't look like he should be a baller, bro. Like he's one of them footballers that don't look like a footballer, bro. Like no girls ever went up to Kulusevski in a club and said, "Do you play football?" Never. It's never happened. You know, like some girls will ask you if you play basketball or that, or do you some kind of athlete? No one's ever said that to Kulusevski ever.
Nah, he doesn't look like an athlete.
No.
He looks like he probably does something in tech.
Yeah.
Like if he had glasses on, you'll see
it. Yeah. I actually agree, bruv. You get me? He looks like he sniffs cocaine with his brethren at war thingy at Canary Wharf and that.
Yes.
White shirt, brown trousers, brown jeans, brown shoes. Yeah. One of them dons, bro.
I feel like I've seen him. You know, like I feel like I've seen him. I feel like I've fully seen this guy. Like, because even his hair, like even if you look at like his hair is even like, yeah, this guy is not no athlete. Like, if I just saw him on road, like I've never seen Kulusevski live from what I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what he looks like in terms of his body type or build, but he doesn't look like someone where you're like, oh right, he look like he goes gym, or he look like
no. He's got no athletic build to him, bro. Like he looked like when he just walks around normal, he just and he's one of those that you can tell if he doesn't lock in. Like when he retires, if he doesn't lock in, he's gonna get chubby quick, bro.
Yes, that I can see.
Yeah.
You can see that.
But Kulusevski is definitely he's underrated, bro, because he's a top. Actually, he's underrated. Yeah, he could have been on the other list if his last couple of seasons went different, but I feel like he's been out of action for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, like he's been quite injury, bro. It's just injury with him all the time. But he's an underrated player. I don't feel like I feel like maybe if he had stayed injury free these last couple of seasons, he'd be in the close but no cigar kind of thing. But yeah, he's a good player. He's a really, really good player. Tonali.
He goes where Caicedo and that go, bro. He's I ain't gonna lie, bro. He's one of them that I had reservations about still because I saw him how he was playing before he came to the Prem, and
you didn't like him before.
I did, but you know what I feel like? You see how I feel about grinders, bro? I feel like that's how everyone. I feel like that's probably how I felt about Tonali before he got here, and so I might end up being wrong about grinders as well, innit? But Tonali's a baller, bro. Tonali's a baller. That's an absolute baller. And I thought after the betting scandal, and I actually thought he was going to come back and not be good anymore. Like I don't know why. He's a baller, bro.
He just seemed to get better. He actually just got better.
Yeah.
Like, which is actually mad. What about his partner, Joelinton?
Hey, I never thought this would happen, bro. But he goes next to him, bro. I never thought this would happen, bro. I don't know how. Have we ever seen this before? Somebody going from a failed, like not just a failed striker, to the point where man are trying to put him in conversation with Josie Altidore and he should be in that, bro. They were ready to get rid of it, bro. They were ready to bin him off. Not to mention, he was their record signing when he brought him as a striker at the time.
Quick question then. Josie Altidore, Anichebe, or striker Joelinton? Because you just put up two names.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This sounds crazy, but it might be Josie Altidore still, because Anichebe is shit, boy. This, bro. Yo.
No, I need to see. Hold on.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm saying Anichebe hasn't scored more than 35 goals in his whole career, bro.
Hold on. Let me check Josie Altidore. I feel like Altidore had this mad AZ out, man. I thought so. He had this mad season.
Yeah. He did, man.
His Premier League record is
Megan, do me a question. Just check Anichebe's all-time goal-scoring record, innit?
I'll check it. Yeah, all right, cool.
And hopefully, you probably throw some friendlies in there to help him because he's never scored over 100 goals. There's not a chat. He ain't scored over 50. There can't be, bro. Man, we're having a striker that was finishing on like 3 goals, and actually, I can't say that. I know what Jota finished on. Forget it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to just leave that convo. Okay. I'm gonna ask you. In 2 seasons, this is just in the Premier League, right? in 3 seasons in the Premier League, 2 for Sunderland, 1 for Hull City.
Mm-hmm.
How many goals in total do you think he scored?
Who? Altidore.
Altidore, yeah, in
About,
total
about
for the
13.
so 3 seasons.
About 13.
He played 52 games for Sunderland and he played 30 for Hull.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna say about 13 goals, blood.
13 goals. That's what you feel he got in those 3 seasons,
yeah, yeah.
When I tell you the number, yeah, it's actually mad. He got 5.
Nah, that means the one season when I saw him get the goals is the only time he scored. Because I remember Josie Altidore, before people started dissing him, the reason why everyone knew about him is because he was rapid and he scored a screamer for Sunderland, bro. I remember it, but he rasped one of the goals like top bins. 5,
Savage.
bro.
In 3
Nah,
Premier League seasons, he only scored 2 Premier League goals.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I feel like you should be shot. I feel like you should be shot if you scored 5 goals in 3 seasons, bro.
No, but then listen to this though. This is where they say some players just do well at other
I know what
clubs.
happened at Alkmaar.
Bro, Alkmaar,
He was moving mad.
Before he moved to Sunderland, he was on 20 and 31. He then went to Toronto FC, 14, 15, 18, 13, 12, like better numbers anyway. But other than it was the season he moved to Sunderland, 13, 14. Yeah, that first season. It was the season before that. That's where he scored 31 goals in all competitions. That's where man thought, yo, this Altidore brother, he even played for Villarreal for 3 seasons. Fucking hell.
Yeah. And international football as well for USA, he was all right, man.
Yeah, even international, he got 115 games, 42 goals. Pretty good record.
Nah, bro. Go on to Nishibi, bro. I'm convinced you. I'm convinced. I'm gonna be nice on it because he played for bare teams, West Brom and all that, and Sunderland and all that. I'm gonna go with because he was in the Prem for time. He in all competitions, I reckon he scored max 40 goals, bro.
Are you counting just Premier League or for every club he's
everything, bro? Everything all together, I reckon he scored 40 goals. And just bear in mind, Salah just scored that in this season. But anyway, continue.
You are right on the money. In 261 matches, he has scored 40 goals in his career.
Poison. These men are poison, bruv. These men are poison. Brother, this makes me hate the planet, bruv. How are the poor people outside on the streets begging for money and these men are stealing the living, bro? What, bruv?
In my mind, I'm like...
I used to watch Anishabi and I was convinced every time, because at the time of Anishabi being in the Prem, I thought I could still make it, bro. And every time I watched him, he gave me hope, bro.
Gave me mad hope.
And you know the worst thing about Anishabi, bro? He looks like an athlete, bro. So when you see him,
he does.
And you see him warm up with the boots on and that, you're like, oh, he's going to be cold. He's shit, bro.
Hold on. I'm going to name another. Before we move on, I'm going to name another striker for you. You should know what I'm going to say. Ade Akinbaye.
Played for Blues?
He played for... No. Norwich.
I'm thinking of
Bristol. Where we would remember him is that season he had for Raw. He played for Leicester City. So this is 2000, 2001, 01, 02.
Oh yeah, man! I know what you're talking. Because it's from London, isn't it? I can buy you. It's from Thingy, isn't he? From fucking Hackney. Man, them used to talk about that. He used to fucking roll around in the ends and that in his whip. He played for everyone. He did, didn't he? Play for fucking Wolves, Gillingham, Leicester.
Yeah, Wolves.
He played. If I'm correct, I think he played for about 15 fucking teams, bro.
Yeah, because he had that thing. I saw it when I watched Premier League a few years back, where he didn't score for a time, and if you see the missed chances he had in a match one time, it was mad. Who scored more in the Premier League, bro? It was Wilfred Boney, 100%, bro. Bro, Boney was on smoke for Swansea anyway, not for Swansea.
I like Wilfred Boney, bro. He just made the wrong move on it.
Literally, Remember, he made the move at a time when it was like Man City would just kind of throw money around, like, and he was hot at the time. But man, he just came off a season where he scored like 20-something goals for Swansea in that.
Man said I can
Only
buy
was
you.
serious.
He's probably scored less goals than he should be, to be honest, bro. He was like a dodge.
No, Akinbay's actually scored way more goals than Anichebe.
Oh, really?
In all,
But that's all comps, isn't it?
Yeah, all comp. Yeah, in all comp. Even in the league, like like obviously remember he's played. Obviously, it's all teams in it. So he's played for the conference teams. He's played for.
Oh, that means he's oh yeah. You know what? You're right, because Akinbaye was in the 100 club, so he's definitely scored.
Yeah. He's got 152 goals in his whole career, which is mad. But he's played for like Notts County, Houston Dynamo, and that.
That's actually some of my favorite shit, man. Like them old stories and that, brother. These players are because fucking hilarious.
Nice. All right, let's wrap this up. Enzo Fernández.
This is a weird player, man.
Fuck's sake, Morris.
Where would you put him?
Underrated.
I think I agree, and I feel like people underrate him because he seemed like a piece of shit. So
yeah,
it's kind of yeah.
And the thing is, I underrated him. I didn't think he was going to be, or I didn't think he was even that good like that. And then over the last couple of seasons, especially this season, like, nah, he's actually a bit better than I thought. Like, I don't know if it's just because this season Maresca's given him a more clear instruction, but yeah. I think this season he's got more of a, you know what I mean, more of a role in the team where I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. Under Pochettino, it was a bit like he was a good player in the team, but you're almost like, what are you? Like, are you some box to box? Are you the creator? Are you supposed to be defensive midfielder? I didn't know what the hell he was supposed to be.
Yeah, man. He was mad linked to Liverpool, boy, before he got there.
Big up, Morris. What's this community? Bro, I don't know. Like, I think this is why I don't do lives. Like, I don't ask Ends. Ends in streaming, so ask him.
Community leaderboard. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. I don't know what I've clicked. I don't know what I haven't clicked. I came on the stream. I clicked show comments on stage. That is it. I haven't clicked anything else. And even that was new. But I know it's been around for a minute because I see it the other time. But other than that, bro, StreamYard I think StreamYard are just beta-ing bare stuff. Like, I don't know what that is. Like, don't be alarmed because I don't know what it is, people. Do you know what I mean? Don't put your bank details in there. That's what I'm saying. Question, man, they remember Caicedo, the Lazio striker. I feel like I do.
Yep.
Let me see his face. Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, my God, yes. Felipe Caicedo. Didn't he move to England?
Yeah.
He played for Manchester City. Fuck me. Al Jazeera. That's hilarious.
That's Al Jazeera is a TV channel, blood.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I was literally watching the football the other day. Basuma.
Eves. Man like Eves, man like Chargy and that. This is a weird one because he was like, before we got any of the midfielders of that, Basuma was the one, but then he caught that charge and then we just called off trying to buy him. And then Spurs got him for like 30 million, didn't it?
Yes.
He was like the prominent one out of Brighton. Out of all their players, he was the one. That was before Caicedo wasn't even there then.
No, I remember he was there before. Yeah, he was before Caicedo.
I have to be honest, but Basuma at Brighton and Basuma at Spurs seem like two different players.
Yep.
He seemed way better at Brighton. At Spurs, I think Thingy's better than him, so.
Yeah, 100%.
He goes in meh.
I don't disagree with that at all. You're right. He does fully seem like two. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like he feels like he's Mr. Shit at Spurs. I'm like, bro, you are good. So I'm not even saying you're not good. But I beg you try and act like you are actually good instead of like, man. Like you're good. Like,
and he does feel like you're at the point now where he's not going to get better. And he might be one of those that ends up going like, I don't know, you know, people like Basuma, they'll end up at like fucking AC Milan in 3 years or something like that, and then he'll be good again.
Just random, innit? Like,
Yeah, man.
I swear, man. It's funny because when I was with Jerry on the weekend, and I was watching his tournament, and we was talking about like a few of the players or whatever, and I was telling him, I was like, yeah, bro, like, I made some really wrong choices in my football career, and honestly, some of the people that man sees now, I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
like,
man. A little bit of dedication and that.
call it envy, call it hate. It's all
Nah, it's
that.
true, man. You have to have, you know what it is? You have to have patience coming up to try and be a footballer. But it's hard to have patience when you don't know what's next, bro. Like if somebody could lay out a plan and go, "This is what's gonna happen," then I would know to be patient. But I just chose the street thing. Yeah, blood. I said, brother, man, them started telling me they're going to parties, and man are telling me I got academy at 9 in the morning, brother. Who's at the party? Light skin Keisha. Hi, bro. I heard light skin Keisha. I'm off, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
Hey, speaking of Keisha, do you think someone should do a movie for Keisha the Skep? I know Savage remembers Keisha the Skep. I know you do, bro.
They should do it. That's fucking hilarious, bro.
I think, you know why? Because you said Keisha, and sorry, this was something that it came to mind the other day. My friend was talking to me about something, and then he said, "Oh, remember Keisha the Skep?" He's like, I was like, yeah, I forgot about that. He's like, yeah, no, like he downloaded like the whole thing again, innit? And I was like, he was reading it. He said, yo, this is actually a good script. Like whoever wrote this, whoever that person was, this is actually really, really good.
There's some legendary names like that, man. Like, do you know about Thingy from my side and that? A couple of like years back now, OG Nicky.
OG Nicky, yes.
Yeah, but you remember the stuff around her at the time, blood. Yo,
no, yeah.
You know how many man them used to call me like, "Yo, Savage, you done anything with OG Nicky?" Now I remember this. Don't worry about that. Don't be trying to call back because once she made the tune and that, and I heard how many man was in, I was like, nah, blood. Man, is
she older or younger than you?
She's younger than me.
Younger, okay.
Yeah. Funny enough, I saw her when I went to court, and I saw her in court, bruv, and she had all fixed herself up and that because she was through that like. I don't even know what era to call it. You see, with SBTV and them, I don't know what era to call it, bro. But around them,
that's young,
yeah, bro. I remember the rap songs and that because remember. I mean, when I saw her again and that, she's got like a daughter and that now, which made me kind of sad in it because it's like, I know you're trying to fix up your life now and that. And she was going through rough times, but at the same time, like all that stuff you done is on the internet. You can't, and you got a daughter, but
that's never going away now.
It's never going away. I was just thinking about them times, man. That was. But I don't know, man. We went through some weird time, bro. That too, bro. When you think about it, what was everyone acting weird around them times, bro? Because that's when we got like Thingy as well. Remember when Skepta made that "Sex All Over the House" song with the video?
Oh, yo, that song was mad.
And that's when he was wearing a dress on it. That's when he started wearing a dress on that, bro. See what I'm saying, bro? Everyone, just, bro.
I'm sure they banned it. Remember, I think his next tune, I'm sure it was Ace Hood, the Ace Hood freestyle. I'm sure.
Oh, that tune is the brother.
Bro, it's cold.
Ace Hood freestyle, just the beat alone, is the coldest, bro. He went from that and wearing the dress to Ace Hood freestyle, just building a spliff, rapping the tune. Oh my god!
The tune. Imagine that, nothing else, and he got a dog. I'm sure the dog walks in at some point. Or is there.
Yeah. That was cold, man. That's some weird times, man. That was a weird time. That was when the UK were trying to figure out. We went for an identity crisis, and it was like, should we try and be American or should we try and be English still? And they went for and now we just decided, fuck America, bro. We'll just do what we're doing. And now, to be fair, everyone copies us. They don't want to admit it, but everyone copies us, bro. Like,
no, they do.
These Americans, we didn't copy them wearing tech fleeces and all that, bro. That come from here, bro.
Nah, but I saw there was a debate about this whole who started like the whole tech fleece stuff, and it's the Americans, and I was like, nah, I don't feel like I saw like. Some guy was trying to say, like, on one interview I was watching time ago about this, and he was saying, like, like we've been wearing that, and in the shower, man. Like, I was like, nah. I feel like I'm not saying you wasn't wearing it. I'm not saying that there wasn't this one random dude.
Yeah.
But to say like it was a thing, nah. I feel like
I know that we're right, bro. Because in the Shy, like around that time with Chirac and Chief Keef and all of them, man. They were so prominent in killing everyone, bro, that their videos are out all the time, and I never saw no tech fleeces, bro. I never saw that, bro. Their thing was the dreads with the blonde tips, bro. That's what their thing was.
Von got them, got like, come on, bro, they all had them kind of thing. That's funny, man. Yo, that's definitely. Andrew says no longer part of Real Madrid.
Good. Good. What did I tell you the other day? What did I tell? See, everyone admit that I'm right. I said he's never going to play for it. It's too ugly. I told you that about the Adidas pictures, bro. Like,
I don't feel like that was the reason why he's not going to ever play for Madrid. But
brother, he can't be on them pictures, bro.
I understand, but I'm saying I don't feel like that was, I'm saying, the reason.
Yeah, but you know, like at Madrid, obviously, if you start playing terrible, the white hankies come out. But imagine the white hankies coming out and you butters, bro. Then they're like, you ugly piece of shit, bro. It's long, bro.
That's actually bad. Zabozalai. Zobo.
It's in between underrated and potential. Potential because I don't believe that the Zobo that we've seen for the latter half of Klopp's Liverpool career and all of Slot so far is everything he has to offer. But at the same time, if you're not showing anything different, then maybe that is what you are. And then it's like, but then at that point, then you're underrated because the stuff that he does on the pitch, he's shit at some stuff, but when he gets taken out, it's very noticeable. That's why. Did you see that thing I posted last night? The lineup on Twitter of our team. No. Okay, if you look at it now, there's a picture that I posted with the team that I put out for Liverpool.
The only thing I've seen of you recently is you put that stupid picture that I was going to be like, why did you put that?
The Nuno Mendes one.
Yeah, like that was like I woke up this morning, and as I'm just like scrolling to see if there's any news, I see that. I was like, bro, Savage is dumb. Like, why did he do that? You put a lineup. No, wrestling. Oh, okay, I see. Man said he just got 2 at the back. 2, 4, 3, 1.
I'm being serious as well, bro. When John Henry finds his wallet, bro, that's the team what we'll start the season with, bro.
To be honest, to be fair, this is really the team that everyone's kind of had anyway.
Yeah, but you know, we link to Verts, everyone kicks a buzz like the team, but I'm like, you lot think he's not playing.
You know what? Actually, now I'm looking at this properly. So you got attacking midfielders in Salah and okay.
They're kind of not attacking midfielders. Kind of, I tried to just do what it would look like in attack, but they end up being that when the fullbacks push on it because of the space for the fullbacks to be there. But when we got the ball, I mean, when we ain't got the ball, they're kind of left and right. And then we kind of do the 2 at the back team when we got the ball anyway because there's no need for all them men to be back. But I can imagine, bro, that's what will happen, bro.
Yeah, no, right. When he does find his wallet and he starts thinking, yo, like,
all
these charges, like, what's all these charges, bro? I'll show you guys in a bit. When we finish, I'll show you guys Savage's team. We will vote on it. We're gonna see if Savage knows what he's talking about. Who do we just have? I would say underrated.
Underrated, yeah.
Underrated. I think everything you said, but you're right. If this continues, then you will fall down very quick to Met very fast.
Yeah.
So he needs to be careful with that. All right, Adam Morton.
Potential.
Baller.
Very good potential, though. Very good potential.
Baller.
He's definitely one of them players that, like, he's very good at what he's doing now at the club. And once he makes the step up and that club's bigger, it's game over, bro. He's going to be that guy. But he can't make the step up to, like, Tottenham. That's not good for him. He can't be like, he has to be one of the main teams. He has to be Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, or even outside the country, bro. Which is nobody's ever going to think of that. But can you imagine if he goes and joins one of the bigger clubs in that?
Well, Bayern Munich are struggling right now. You never know. You know what I mean? Get Adam Morton in there. Nice young player like Shay. Listen, could happen. Partey.
Partey's good. He's good. He's been good still. I think he's underrated as well.
Partey.
Yeah. For me, he's been Arsenal's best midfielder, bro. And he's done everything this season. He's played at left back, right back, centre back, and DM. And we played him when he was at right back, and we couldn't get any change out of him, bro. I remember everyone's rubbing their hands together before the game, like, yeah, we're gonna cook Partey. Nope. No.
He decided to turn into fucking prime fucking Cafu.
No, it is the part. Based on how he looks like he looks like he's got a fake passport, pretty much, isn't it? So like when you look at him,
He does.
you're like, oh, it's old part because the people been calling Party old since Atletico, bro. So it's like,
yeah, because he's had the same face, like
the same face, bro. Like he's had unk face since he was 19, bro. So when people look at him, they're like, oh yeah, we'll have this player will burn him today. Nope. The only time I've seen Party get cooked by Liverpool was when they brought him back from AFCON. Like he lost, came back to the League Cup and then Jota spun him, bro.
Yeah.
He was on the bench looking all depressed.
I excuse me, I underestimated Partey, to be fair. When he joined from Atletico Madrid, I was like, but maybe it's because I thought, you joined Arsenal, like, how good are you? You know, at the time I thought,
I agree.
That. But he's been a very good defensive midfielder, so I have to give him his props, man. Bruno G. Guimarães.
Oh, he's up wherever Tonali is up there, bro.
I got all three of them in there. That's jokes. That's actually jokes. Kudus.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Kudus is him still.
I recently changed my mind on that still.
What are you saying, bro? Kudus for I don't know, but
I don't feel like he's underrated, though.
No, he's not. He's not underrated. It's just that he's not underrated, but it's like people have stopped rating him. But it's not in like, oh, they think he's shit. They'll stop talking about him altogether now.
Yeah. So I'm more like, slyly, I do feel like you're a player that you're probably close if you move now. If you stay at West Ham, you are not close. Like, you would end up just being underrated or like, in fact, you'll probably just end up being an underrated player because you'd end up just being a good player, like a really good player in that team. But we know that West Ham ain't going to do nothing. So it's like, you just end up being, oh, yeah, no, he's mad underrated. Like, yeah, but West Ham ain't doing nothing enough for you to be really seen on that kind of level kind of thing. So I'll be like, you're close. Like, I do feel like you're on the same level as all these other guys who got in close, but no cigar.
Yeah, I'm with you then. Yeah, same.
No, I do. Like, I feel like he's on the same level as a Paqueta, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like they're kind of similar. Your boy, CJ. Grove Street, man.
Wow, CJ.
What up, CJ?
CJ's a weird one, man, because obviously because I like him, then when people cross him, I'm gonna think he's underrated in what he does.
True.
But what he does, he doesn't do it that often because he doesn't play as often. And he doesn't play as often because obviously the manager thinks that he can't do certain things, which is fine. Although the manager did seem to like buy into CJ early in the season, I think he felt that he needed Szoboszlai in the squad. I think he goes into, I think it's one more season of potential. I feel like forget his age, I feel like he goes in potential, but if he comes out of the season following with everyone feeling the same, then he just is that guy and is as good as that list below. You see that mayor list? He'll just be there. Because to be honest, if somebody put him in that mayor list, even though I like him, I wouldn't get mad at them because the people who are in there, some of them are kind of accomplished still. So
yeah, they're accomplished due to their careers, but I actually had them in underrated though.
He's underrated.
Yeah, like, I actually fully feel like, because I used to always get onto him in terms of not even his ability, because I've seen the brother ball out since academy times. Yeah. It was just more about when can you take the next step. But I think one thing I've got to realize is not every player needs to take a next step in order for them to be considered a good player, if that makes sense. Like, you could be at this level, and this level is enough for you to achieve whatever it is.
He needs consistency. CJ needs okay. You take the best of what you've seen of CJ. Yeah. And if you can do that all the time, then that's what you're talking about. You don't need to step up another level. That is good enough. It's just that you don't do it enough.
I feel like if he did that all the time, I feel like he'd be a world-class player.
He would. Yeah, because you see, like, as soon as you think about anything to do CJ, you're not thinking about goals. You're not thinking about getting into position to score. It's all about ball retention and passing the ball around. He's always got, like, his passing percentage is always in the 90s. Like, he never drops, always. And he does have an eye for a pass, and he's got great ball retention. But he does also, on the odd time, we see occasions where he makes that late run.
Yeah.
And it's a bit more cultured, and you're like, ooh. And he doesn't do that enough. And I said the same thing about McAllister earlier. So underrated is probably the spot to put him in, to be honest.
We said it 100 times. If he was at Manchester City,
yeah.
That's what bugs me more, because I'm just like, why can I see you in other teams and almost know? Obviously, I never know, but almost like guess and be like, nah, you'd be like sit there. Like
100%.
If you went to Barcelona, whether you'd be on the level of them guys isn't even my issue. It would just be, nah, you'd be able to fit in. Like, you wouldn't look like, oh, bro, this guy looks like he is so out of depth. Like Szoboszlai at Barcelona would just look awful. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like, oh, we don't need all of that kind of stuff there. And Joao Gomez. Don't know. Did you do it already? No, we didn't. No, we did. We didn't.
Stuttering Stanley.
Stuttering Stanley. Yes, Stuttering Stanley.
Funny enough, he's actually a good player, isn't he?
I think he's better than Andre in Arabia. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
but
I think
I
put
him. Yeah, I mean,
I think I might put him in potential as well. You know, but that potential is move away from Wolves, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Certain man need to move from to be like placing you in certain positions. But yeah, I'll put him. Ødegaard.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I've got him in close. You know,
where else is it gonna go?
He's a baller, man. He does feel like he's the thingy, though, isn't it? Like the scapegoat for every fan to start cussing. When everyone wants this Arsenal, it's always going to be. Yeah, you see, Matt said dead food. Like, I feel like if I would say this, Max, if you're being deadly serious about him being in dead food, then I can't take your football opinion seriously, bro. If you're joking and you just don't rate him like that, that's fair enough. But if it's dead food completely, bro, like, nah, man, this geezer is. He's so good, bro. He's got that fingers wall that I like it. I know you love it in players because it's kind of from like the Barca range as well, where that shit that, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like Pedri and Vitinha and all the, like, the ball's like glued to their foot. Everything's mad cultured. Like it's chilling.
Yeah.
So like I don't like when it looks like a struggle for people to pass a football. It looks weird. I don't understand that. But some people have the forceful pass and some people have that ball looks like it's glued to your foot and you've literally done a FIFA thing and passed it. And that is what he's got. The way he moves around, like that thing what Vitinha does is what Ødegaard does, bro. He's what he does. He does the exact same thing for Arsenal. He's everywhere, bro. The difference is one plays for Arsenal, one plays for PSG, and the players that he has around in PSG doing the same thing. At Arsenal, he's got these fucking fridges, bro.
It's like what Jerry said, the other day about players being on the same wavelength.
Yep.
That's why some players, like, there's no point in us signing Vitinha because no one else is going to be on his wavelength anyway. So it's like, he just looked weird in that kind of team. No, no, he's the same. Ødegaard. I thought
no. Wait. Max, you're my guy in that, bro. But I have to call out bullshit now. When we spoke about Kulusevski, you said you watched every Tottenham match this season. Now we spoke about Arsenal, you said you've watched every Arsenal match this season. And you're a Liverpool fan. So you watched every Liverpool match this season. The maths ain't mathing because what's happening with the 3:00 games, big man? So you just got the matrix screen, the architect and that. You just got
maybe he's got the people got like split screen. Maybe he's got 3 games on at the same time.
Okay. So is that the only teams? Max, what other teams do you watch all of the games of? Let's make this clear, bro, because it's 38 games in the Prem alone. Yeah. We're already on the verge of like we're nearly 120 whatever. Then you've got, you said all the games, remember? You never said all the Prem games. And each of those teams, remember, Spurs got to the Europa League final. So you've watched approximately 180 games just between those teams. And I bet you're going to tell me you watch Barca and Madrid and Man U too. Hey, man, listen, I'm sorry, man. I can't let bullshit fly like that. Watch all Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Man U, City, and
I watch all Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Man U.
Nah, bruv.
Big up Max every single time, you know. Man said I got
Bear
6.
in mind, Man U and Spurs got to the same amount of games in it because they fingered. They were both in the final in Europa League.
They're both in the final, yes, of the Europa League. Yeah. That's a lot. Listen, even I don't watch that amount of games, you know. That's a lot of games. Like, that's a lot of games. That, like, if you even 2 teams, like, it's hard to cover. And I can't watch every Barca game and I can't watch every Liverpool game. So even the 2 teams is difficult.
Just in the Prem alone, 38 games for all of them. That's what 228. And then we have to deduct a few games off that because they played against each other, and there's 6 of them. Let's take away 12. Nah. So just in the Prem alone, you've watched like 214 games just on these teams. Then they've got all the league and FA Cup. Man City got to the FA Cup final. Liverpool got to the League Cup final. Spurs and Man U got to the Europa League final, and Arsenal got to the semi-final of the Champions League, bro. That's another about 50 games, bro. Brother!
He said he doesn't watch the European games, so count out there's just the Prem games that he's watching. I don't know if that hole is big enough, Max, but
I'm just gonna let you know, Max, if you've got a girl, she's cheating on you because you don't have time for her, bro.
Yeah, no, don't worry, guys. Like, during the summer, like literally, maybe even next week, I'll do like I don't like calling them call-ins because I don't really want to call it that. But yeah, if you guys want to jump on the show and we can just chop it up, whatever. You guys, like, if you want to call it a call-in, then yes, it's a call-in. But I don't want it to feel like a call-in, so to speak. In it, like,
you know how much I struggle to watch every Liverpool game, every Real Madrid game, and every Dortmund game, along with trying to watch all the big games like Man City versus Man U or something like that. You know how hard that is.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said.
Like some weeks I have to sacrifice the game and then watch the full level highlights of like, you know, if Dortmund's playing against like fucking some shit team, I don't know, whatever, innit? Like it's whatever.
Yeah. But that's what I do with most of these games is that I watch those full highlights. If there's like a player I specifically needed to watch, then I'll go and watch whatever the comment was on him. Yeah, cool.
We're quite lucky with us with Barca and Madrid simply because the games are on weird times on it. So like,
yeah, it's like 8-9 o'clock. So I'm always good.
Yeah. The only crossover you really have is like when they put us on like 2 o'clock and then Liverpool's playing at 3. But then you just miss like half an hour one of the games. But apart from that, it's like ran 8 o'clock on a Sunday.
Yeah, literally. It was like that the other day.
Yeah. And Dortmund's is always like 2:30, or like a random evening game. But yeah, Dr. Q's a joke, bro, because it's not only did Max say, Max could have said I got 6 TVs, but he said I got 6 large TVs. Like it makes like it made a difference to what it was.
Like if you said 6 TVs, either way, we were looking at it thinking, all right, cool. I drive 15 hours, have TV in my car, plus 4 phones for football and talk live.
He's a drug dealer, bro.
No, you're definitely a drug dealer. Yo, get out, man, child. I don't want, you know what I mean? I don't want anyone coming to me and asking me I'm associated with this guy. Like, I'm not associated with any drug dealers. Like, I'm good.
He might be my Amazon stick guy, you know. Now I'm thinking of it, bro, because you know.
I'm saying Country Line said, yo, like, guys, please refrain from this profanity on my page.
This is funny, bro.
For someone else's channel.
Sound like man got some conch in that, bro, and he just watch football on the way, bro.
Hey, to be fair, I was about to say something which would have just incriminated
myself. Yeah,
anyway,
don't do it,
bro. Gundogan.
World class. And I get it this season, no, but he's about to finish up, innit? He's world class.
You know what's funny? I know what's gonna happen by the end of this list.
It's gonna be Man City players.
Yeah. The thing is, I didn't even mean to leave these guys to last. It was just I was trying to remember certain names, and I just said,
"You know what's going to happen to us, isn't it? Because every time me and you do one of these streams, everyone always comes in with no context, bro, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, so where's all the Liverpool players? We won the league." I'm like, "Brother, go back to the beginning of the video and listen to the rules, man.
Listen to the thing, man. Massive food dealer. All right, fairs. Sarr, Papi's. Is it Papi? Yeah, Papi Sarr.
Yeah.
Papi Sarr. When you speak about him, obviously Basuma and that he is better than Basuma.
Yeah, he's underrated, man. That's a good footballer there, bro. That's a good footballer there. He's somebody that I'll be honest, bro. Like I weren't paying any attention to him before Spurs. I knew who he was, but weren't paying any attention to him. He's really good, man.
He just looked like, you know, I can say it. I'm African. He just looked like I'm not going to say actually because it will come across as hate. So I'm going to just say I wasn't watching him before. I wasn't watching him before. I might have family who might watch this video at some point in time. Like, I'd rather not get into beef. Cole Palmer. This one's funny. Because you know it's funny. It's Cole Palmer. We've only got 2 seasons to judge him.
Where's Foden?
Close but no cigar.
See, I don't think like Palmer's done enough to, even though like the style of how Palmer plays, you might think he's better than Foden, which is a fair assessment. But he ain't done more than Foden yet.
No.
And he had one bad boy season. And I feel like he was playing really good though, but a lot of people was judging it on the goals, and he scored 11 penalties, so let's not pretend like he never done that. He's not underrated. Potential, yeah, because I don't think he's on the edge of world class, bro. Like
no, I think. Let me check. How old is Cole Palmer?
21, I think 20, 21. He's funny as shit though. I know that much. Like he's Mando's doing these weird TikToks with his sister and that, bro. This geezer's hilarious, bro.
People keep telling me this. I ain't never seen none of.
Nah, he's hilarious, and he's not trying to be funny, bro.
Yeah, he's 23.
Hold on, he's 23.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like,
nah, bro. Well, so he's nah, bro. I was out here thinking like Curtis was way older than him, bro. He's 1 year older than him. That's strange.
He made his debut for Manchester City in 22.
You know what it was? Every time for Man City, bro. Like he was the guy that when Pep started to add a spot onto the bench, you put him on there like against Club Brugge and all that.
Yes.
And he was always in the background.
It's so funny you just said Club Brugge because he scored as a substitute in a 5-1 win away over Club Brugge.
Yeah, I remember the game, man. Because you already know which man I like at that team, bro. Oscar Bob is my guy, bro. That's
mad. He made his debut for Man City in 2020. So he's been around for 5 years, technically speaking.
Yeah, but you know his problem. His debut was in lockdown. So
true. Yeah.
Remember them seasons were a myth, bro. No one cares about them seasons.
Bro, I don't even remember those seasons. You know,
nah, because remember Man City won the league after Ross, bro, in that season, but it was behind closed doors. It was weird, bro. Funny enough, that was Fingy's best season as well, Diaz, for Man.
Yep, literally, like he was literally the best defender.
City. Nobody cares.
But now I'm thinking twice. Like I don't really know. Like
it's weird because he's definitely not underrated. I know that much.
He's overrated. I'm gonna leave him in potential because I can't think because I'm with Savage. I don't feel like he's like at that level where he's close to world class. But have another season like you did in your first season at Chelsea, then I'll put you there.
I was about to say this season's very important for him. How's it a fast match, bro? Like you're just willing to throw everyone in world class instantly, bro. I'm not willing to do that, bro. I need to see more, man. Like look at everyone's expectation for Palmer this season, considering what he had the season before, and then he didn't live up to it. And then look at the season everyone expected of Foden from the previous season, and then he didn't live up to it, which is fine because they're all young, bro. But that's why you're not world class yet. The world class comes when that season where you had off, it becomes like back to back seasons, and it's like, oh, you're actually that's the reason why even if you don't like Salah, you're not allowed. You can't argue with it because it's like constant, back to back to back, constant.
No,
like
true.
What? Man, are talking about world class and that, bro. Think of the people who are world class in that position around the same age, and then try and tell me that these geezers are world class, bro. Like it's potential, man.
All I'm saying is there's not going to be any other team representation other than Man City in the world class.
Yeah, so and the reason why we can't put him in underrated is because fucking everyone loves him. So how's he underrated?
Yeah, no, he's definitely. I don't think he's underrated at all. Like I said, he leans more to overrated than he does underrated. 100%.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, there's no way.
I like the way you just threw the brain up there with no one looking.
Yeah, I mean,
again, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Just do the same with Bernardo, bro.
Yeah, for real. Kovacic. Weird guy, man. His whole career, I feel like he's been such a weird I don't know where to place you type of
I
player.
feel like he might be like the happiest guy when he retires. I feel like he's gonna have the happiest like life, bro. Because he's not somebody who's gonna get spotted everywhere he goes. He's won everything he needs to win. He's got good money. He's played in great teams. He's contributed a lot, and he can just go live his life out with his family, and you know what I mean. Tell his grandkids about that story when I won the Champions League or when I did this and I played for all these big clubs, bro.
You know what he's gonna be? He's gonna be a quiz in 25 years' time.
Yep.
Who was the Croatian midfielder who won? Who was not named Luka Modric? You know what I mean? Who won the Champions League with Real Madrid? Man. And the man are gonna be thinking, bro, who the hell played for Real Madrid? The man gonna say Kovacic, and then they're gonna be like, oh my days, I remember him. One of them type of players.
It's always felt like he's never like played enough games to be world class anyway, like to be close to it.
Yeah. I feel like did he have like an injury spell for time?
Yeah, he had a horrible injury spell for a bit. But yeah, I mean,
he's been around for a minute, man.
Been around for a minute. I would say he's underrated in what he does though, because people kind of look at him like he's just there as a bench player and that. Nobody really talks about anything that he does good. So yeah,
I think his career is. I feel like his career is like that. He's been underrated anyway, just because I feel like he can be quality, man's quality, but he's just, unfortunately, he seems to always play in teams that have got Real Madrid level midfields or Man City, Rodri's, and all these other guys. Bernardo Silva's like it's a bit peak for him, but good player, man. All right, last but not least, Ryan Gravenberch.
Did you leave him last on purpose, bro?
No, again, honestly, the Man City ones in him, I didn't even do that. It was just by.
Now we look harsh, bro. The last three have been all Man City players, and now you got left with Gravenberch, bro.
Hey, listen, man. If you're good, innit? Be secure in your choice, man.
Grav is a weird one. He was one of the original Wonder Kids. Goes Bayern. Doesn't play much. In terms of minutes, he has a total of about 6 games worth of minutes at Bayern. Comes to Liverpool. Looks good in decent spells, but he's in the 8. I know everyone blames Klopp for playing him in that position, but you do have to put some emphasis on the player. Like, he just didn't look good.
Yeah.
Like, you can look weird in a position and still be good on the ball. He didn't even look good.
Yeah.
Then he got injured. Then he came back, and then he got injured. Then he played all right going into the League Cup. Then he got injured by Caicedo in the League Cup. Then he didn't play again until like the final few games. Then Slot plays him this season. And for half of the season, he's probably the best midfielder in the Prem in what he was doing.
Fact.
And then the second half, he wasn't.
He went from top 6 to bottom 6 real fast, bro. I was
and
like, bro, this jump is too big.
He gets Premier League Young Player of the Season, even though I don't know why at that age you can get that. But whatever.
Don't say that too loudly. All right, I'll tell you where I would put him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say potential. Because he's so young that I still feel, well, you know, actually, is he, how old is he again?
Probably like 22 now.
What year are we in? He must be 23.
Might be 23 actually, but it would have been just.
I'm gonna say potential. I'm gonna give him the blind and say potential but again, that is run out now. Like, this was the season of the potential is done.
I'm with you, bro, because remember, this isn't supposed to be like the quote-unquote position Liverpool were going to play him. And he's had half a great season, which definitely we won the league doing it, and we wouldn't have won it without him in the squad, so he has been important. Yeah. But if he goes on to next season, which I don't think he will, but if he goes on to next season just has a stinker, bro, then I'm like, okay, so you're just like Basuma and them, man, then like, it's just...
Literally, where we're going to just see one random game good here, and then this like random game here. Yeah, please don't be...
I like this, man. I like this, man. This is good, man. I don't think... people get all offended in that, bro, but like, we don't just... Well, the way he looks, bro, world class gets thrown around so much, bro. So much. And I don't think that's right. And if you look at the top of the list, you forget about the Man City shirts, bro, but you have to remember what Man City's been doing, apart from last season, what they've been doing, and they've been a big part of it. That's literally their whole midfield, apart from Rodri. So, actually, Rodri's there. Is their whole midfield?
Yes, their whole midfield. And that deserves to be. You know what I mean? Like,
and for them seasons, even if it's just the 4 seasons, everyone said that Man City is the best club team in the world, or the second or third. They've never dropped below that. the whole time. They dominated the Prem. They dominated wherever the League Cup and FA Cup and all that. Even just getting to the finals constantly. And then they won the Champions League with that same team and done a treble and done a double.
And they've dominated just in every, like, so many different metrics. Like, if you really wanted to, like, boil it down. Listen, Man City, like I keep saying, they've been the best club in England and probably top 2 club in Europe in the last 5-6 years. That's a long time to be, like, considered to be the best. Like, a very long time. Not mad long, but it's a long time in terms of, I'm just saying, in Europe. In England, they've been the best team in the last decade. Did you get what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, like, they deserve to be there, man.
I see man asking about Kudos, but you must have gotten in late, bro. This isn't about the season what's just gone. It's just their whole career.
Yeah. Remember, this is all, like, this is a general list. This ain't this season I don't care about. This season is just, obviously, I've got to add that in whilst we talk about certain players. But, in terms of, hey, listen, man, not all of us have 6 TVs to pattern up, like, that many stuff anyway. So, it is what it is. But, guys, man, big up everybody for rocking with us this morning, myself and Savage. Big up Savage every single damn time. Guys, we're going to end the stream, and end the stream is literally live as we speak. I will head on over there once I go take a piss. Then I'll be over there in 2 seconds. That's a lie, maybe like a minute. And then, we'll catch you guys soon. Savage, have you got anything for the people just before we end the stream?
I'm not doing a stream today. If you're interested, I put an R-Truth video out yesterday. I got a video on Naomi that I've recorded. I just need to edit it and throw that out later on today. So that'll be it, really. And then, I think I was going to do a Joe Bellingham video, but it's not really like an informational video. It's just talking about the fact that he signed for Dortmund now. But apart from that,
I think you should do it. I think you should do it.
Yeah, I got the thumbnail on that already from like the week ago. So
bro, then you might as well don't not do it now. Now you got the thumbnail.
It's true.
Just do it, bro. Just do it. So guys, listen, look, his football channel is in the description. His page, Enzo's page, everyone's page is all on my YouTube channel, so you guys can find all of these guys on there. So make sure you go and check that out. And I'll catch you guys literally in 2 minutes time when I head over to Enzo's stream. Savage, love, chat, big up to you themselves. Catch you guys soon. Peace.